corrupted into foul bonds of decay. Sovereign of the Abyss, Obsidia. Her curse still flows within the Sovereign's blood.
Such loyal little puppets, aren't you?
You are merely a puppet. No different from my spawns. Bow to me. Keep your throne, or be destroyed.
The Abyss bows to no one!
These wretched spawns reek of its corruption.
Your sovereign has a god to kill.
Does the Lord of Lava also crave the Sovereign's blood?
Fool! The tyrant's remains will only bring doom! Under her brutal dominion, our warriors were corrupted into foul bonds of decay! Sovereign of the Abyss, Obsidia. Her curse still flows within the Sovereign's blood!
Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. This is the TXG Expo Nagaland back again with a inter-college tournament. Yes, you heard me right. Now, this tournament, the finales, the finals are going to be played in a LAN setting. So do stay tuned for the update. Do join the Discord and as well as the
Team Blue. What do you think?
so far. Early game Fanny is not gonna come in, but at the same time, there is a Sas mid lane. That is kind of a mid laner that I have not seen in such a long time. But at the same time, it is a comfort pick into the hands of Team Sazolie College. So they are committing to that. They know in this best of three series, they have to get the games as much as possible, as much as advantage onto their hands. Ana goes in for the Fredrin, knowing the tanks such as the Akai and the Baksha are still not here since we have seen a lot of Fanny being pieced out by the other side. So this is kind of a safe pick as of now. But pairing that up with a Lilia, again, a very good pick. Early game they are set, but at the side of Team Sazolie College, they opted for a carry. Again, a very good hero, but the Claude versus carry might be it unless Team Sazolie College will be banning out the Claude.
Absolutely. The Claude's definitely going to be in the banned section because, if you've got yourself the, what do you call it? The carry. You're definitely going to actually ban out the Claude. You're going to ban out heroes that will have meta, changing abilities like Nathan. Surprisingly, that's one of the heroes that are actually, standing out in the meta, in the gold lane at least. Most of the heroes that used to actually be in the gold lane, like Lapu Lapu, Ruby, they're back into the EXP lane. So all the marksmen do have their, lane back to them. But one hero that completely stands out is that Harriet. And Harriet in the goal lane absolutely shreds through any of his competition. At least with a good front line, he's definitely one of those heroes that you want to keep in mind to keep, away from. Moskov too, because Moskov, after getting that, Berserker's buff, he's definitely strong. But also, Trinity build actually gives him a lot of cooldown, and people have been picking up on that now with a lot of Fevor. And I believe that overall, the side of Team Blue, they've got themselves a tanky lineup, but having the carry on the opponents, I think that's going to be very difficult for them to deal with.
Ooh, let's see, what is it going to be? Now that you know the Fanny might be it, I do believe they should be picking it up, but against a Fredrin, not quite sure. They could go in for an Akai that could serve as such a good combo wombo as well, along with the Tesla. But let's see if they do commit for it or not. As of now, they are still trying to, think it up, try to see what is it going to be, and there we'll know in just 10 seconds if they are going to lock in or not. But at the same time, talking about the other laners, they do need a tank. Talking about it, they lock in an Atlas. Crazy, such a good combination coming in. The Atlas Terizla, love the combo. Maybe a bit less crowd control coming in from Sask, but hey, the damage will be there, along with a Frederick.
Absolutely.
Looking forward for a Matilda. Is it going to be a Matilda? Because I would love that.
Absolutely. Matilda might actually just give them a very big opening to escape from dangerous threats overall. But one thing that I'm actually more worried about is, wait 1 second.
Okay, so far looking
Yeah,
great.
I think I'm actually kind of confused. Yeah, they will. No, they're not going to go for the Matilda. But I think the Beleric could actually keep the Atlas stunned enough. Like, the taunting could actually be a threat for the Atlas's sets. And also, Terizla could actually not be, that big of a threat if his whole kit is completely, shut down. I think that could actually be a good possibility here. But, the red side, they've gotten themselves an option to pick the Hyper. I think the Fanny is not the best position, but who knows? They might actually just take advantage of it.
Oh, highly possible right there. So let's see what is it going to be. But again, with the Fanny though, if you are really confident with that, she can definitely shine right there. So I do want to see that kind of a gameplay coming in if they are committing in for a Fanny. Other than the Fanny, I will definitely look forward to a. Oh, okay, or possibly even a Balmond. No, it's an Alice Jungle.
Both teams have utility jungle. I think it kind of balances out, but all in all, I think that the side of Team Red, they've gotten themselves a huge wombo combo kind of composition. They've got, a good advantage here, but, the side of Team Blue, they've got good counters to their whole setup too. Like, Beleric could actually just stop a set, and the rest of his team could actually just give a good engage for their side.
So let's see, what is it going to be? Alice being there is such a unpredictable pick right there. So I am kind of curious what we are looking forward to. Really loving how the picks are coming in. Maybe the execution part is where we'll get surprised with it, because there is also a chance where the ILS might shine, that too against a Fredrin. So looking forward to that. Other than that, this is the team Sazolie College versus Team Unity. Both of them are already ready to take a spot into the top four. They are very close to the LAN, and let's go. This is going to be the first match of the day, and marking it down, let's see what kind of a domination they will be bringing in.
Absolutely. And mind me, my dog has been kind of, jumping onto, the bed and everything, trying to actually bite my hand. Apologies for that. Back to the game, though. We've got mid pressure building up. I think that Lilia actually clears the lane too fast, and that's going to be a big problem. Zask, okay, he's going to get caught. The slow is there, and that's going to be the first blood to the side of Team Blue. They got the Zask down. I mean, obviously, Lilia versus Zask, it doesn't really fare well against the Zask, at least not early on. I think that was something that you could have avoided, but all in all, the side of Team Blue, they've gotten a huge lead now, mid control.
Definitely, and with the Lilia, you absolutely need it. And Lost in Valencia really did the part. Now, onto the same note, looks like Leto been stolen as well. So that is just going to be a little bit of an hindrance for the Alice. So Alice opting for a goal lane rotation that is looking quite good, but at the same time, they need the whole team right there. Kenny trying to open up the map. And trying to give a bit of a support towards the bottom lane as much as possible. But at the same moment, the tank is kind of mirroring that onto the top lane as well. So let's see what is it going to be. Okay, first blood is going to be really hard as of now. Okay, no, wait, first blood is already done. Maybe the second, but around the turtle, that's going to be in like 15 seconds. We will definitely get a whole team coming up, like maybe 4v4, maybe 5v5, because Harriet as well as Carrie can take advantage of the river buff that's going around as of now, and old people not getting leveled up to 4 as of now.
Not getting that level 4 does provide a lot of disadvantages, but I think they're level 4 now. They can actually get the turtle. Look at that. We've got a combo on the Paquito onto the enemies, but look at that. They've got the turtle down, and that's going to be Paquito trying to do some damage. It's letting his team get that set up, and he set them up, but all in all, I think that they're not going to get any kills. Kenny's going to get taken down, and old people too. That's going to be 2 kills for Alice.
Aspect, what a play coming in while the teams of Team Unity College were really marking down the tank who was very low. Alice took an absolute advantage in the front line and taking it everything onto their hands. Now again, with the presence of Lilia not being there also kind of hindered that, but hey, they were able to get Sazolie College were able to get 2 kills onto the top, onto the bottom lane once again. Anna tries to go for the lethal. Now lethal gonna be real easy right there, but they need to really look a bit onto the safe side around the team fights, because they need the Lilia to be farmed up onto level 4 quickly, trying to make sure to get her safe spot as well, because as a mace that is really important. Look at them, they are trying to go in for the rotation while 99% 9 is trying to choke it down, and oh my goodness, the stun plus the slows gets the Paquito. Sazolie College having such a great early game start.
Absolutely. Like, even though they lost the turtle, they are actually kind of like compensating for that by getting the kills on the enemies, getting the pressure down. The real estate is on their side too. It looks pretty good. All in all, I think that the side of Team Red, they absolutely stomp it, but they still do have a lot to actually cover up because, I think that the side of Team Blue, they've got late game potential with that Harriet and also the Lilia, but that's magic damage. If they build the magic defense right, if they get themselves either Radiant Armor, but in this case, I'd say Athena's Shield is better. If they get themselves either one of these items, they might actually just have a very, very easy time dealing with the enemies. With the utility jungler and everyone else, I think they can actually survive. The Terizla is going to definitely buy it. The Atlas is going to buy it. The Alice is definitely going to buy it too. Carry doesn't really need it. He's got the front lines tanking for him. And, obviously Zask has his, ultimate. So I think for now it'll be okay. Dominator's Descent. But look at that. Ratha Dryad. Dominator's Descent too. The turtle is being taken by Lilia, obviously. But Kenny gets taken down. Anna falls too. And we've got 1 for 2 for the side of team, Sazolie College. Apologies. I'm just going to call them Team Red, Unity College, and Team Red. My apologies completely. I'm butchering the name.
No worries, but into the bottom lane, Ace will have to go back in a safe spot, gets a bit of a, safe spot under the turret, but at the same time, there is a lot of pressure coming in, especially from the Lilia. As of now, Unity College have not, are not able to find the opening as of now, but they are not losing much as well. Tanks as well as the tank jungler, it is still okay. Oh, bottom lane, this is where the real fight is there. Bottom lane, they got a kill, but on top of that, they are not over. Fatal Links might be coming in. He thus gets it, but the team needs a bit of a time to get ready because their ultimates were on a cooldown. Old people onto the top lane. He does have the flicker though, but Shax is really aware of that, playing it very safe. Really love how Sazolie College is having that early game hold, but the real test begins when it's mid to the late game, where almost every single day we have been seeing it just turns 360 degrees. So if Sazolie College is able to hold it out towards the mid to the late, I do believe they will be getting a game onto their hands. Unity College still trying to get it on with the river area buff. Look at that.
They definitely do have the advantage here. They have the vision, they have everything that they need. But I think right now, Sazolie College is actually on the receiving end of things. We've got the Wrath of Dryad, but it's going to be Paquito getting the kill on the enemy Atlas, and that's going to follow through with the Dominator's Descent. Zask is not actually that big of a threat right now, at least. But they're forced to go back. They're not actually going to lose much. And that's practically an end for a team fight now.
Definitely look at them. Another turtle down into the hands of Unity College. You know, the second turtle was almost right there into the hands of Aspect, but Lilia had a very good steal mid lane, a bit under trouble, but you know, having the spawn of the Zask is a really good way to defend it. So maybe the bottom lane as well as the mid lane will be saved up. And if the Zask is there into the mid lane, it is better to target the other lanes. But before that, Alice does get hunted on. A bit of a damage coming in from old people as well. Look at that, 99.9% is trying to find that, you know, perfect timing, but you know, his teammates a bit far behind, not liking that. But as the Zask pulling up his ultimate quite early on, is just gonna be Sazolie College backing off.
I think that's the best course of action, at least, you know, with the way things are going. Unity College have slowly been building up a little bit of momentum to their side, and now they're on the 2K gold lead. I think, all in all, the side of Team Sazolie College, even though they have the advantage, look at that. Ace gets taken down by Skyzen, and no surprise, all right? Harith is a very strong hero, and I wasn't surprised at all seeing that happen. Like, yeah, duh, it was obvious.
He made use of his passive very well right there and actually got a kill with diving in the turret. Turret taken down. 99.9% choke out of the way, looking quite low in health. Ace 0 to 0 needs to get a farm up, that too against a Harriet. Yes, it is kind of difficult, but my goodness, Unity College trying to take it away. As onto the pod, they have secured a large chunk of advantage onto their hands. Unity College equalized the score in terms of kills, but in terms of the gold, they are leading a lot right now. Let's see how Team Sazolie College will be trying to go for the Lord, because this is going to be very important. Kenny as well as Anna. Okay, Lost in Valencia. He does gets that fatal links on, but the Purify saves him up. But wait a minute. Kenny taking on too much damage. That's going to be Shax taken down first, and the second followed out by Choke as well as Shax. My goodness, they are not getting over Ace though. He needs to get out of the way. Just two members right there. He popped his skill right on time, but the Lord is here. Unity College charges right straight in.
Absolutely, and for now at least, Unity College have the advantage. They're going to take the Lord down. And that's going to be a free Lord to their side.
Oh, free Lord. And moving forward with the turrets as well. Mid lane taken down. Lost in Valencia does not have the Purify, so will have to play it safe. Try to get, the health back. And since the skills are a bit on a cooldown as well, so they need to wait it out. Lord jumps in. 9:45. That means Team Unity College are looking forward to get the lane sync as much as possible, because this is really, really important for them. Let's look forward to what Sazolie College will be doing for their defense, because their defense needs to get really high, and it's only going to be the Holy Crystal that's going to save up Anna. He jumps in. That's turned onto the Atlas as much as possible. Look at the continuous taunt coming in, looking quite low. He's trying to get out of the way, but talking about aspects, he can be the secondary tank along with the Terizla, clearing out the lanes. They kind of butchered the plan of Unity's College of syncing up the lanes, because mid lane they did not focus on taking down the turret. And since Team Unity College also understands that this is just a holy crystal, the holy shield being right there, it's them going to be clearing out the lanes very quickly. But Saizin though, he's not stopping in. The Zaman's force is just right on point. Look at him dashing.
the amount of dashes from the guy and him staying alive, dude, this guy's him playing pretty good. Top lane's under pressure. They're gonna lose the top lane tier 3. Sazolie College absolutely not in a good position here. They had the advantage after the first few fights, 1-3. It was the score, and now Unity College have completely turned around the game to their advantage. And look at that, they've got one kill. I think they've gotten Kenny down, but that's not going to be the end of it. And we've got an Appraiser's Wrath doing absolutely no damage. All in all, I think the side of Team Unity College, they're playing it pretty passively. All good, it's all right. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. The side of Team Sazolie College, they're not actually losing up too much, but they're definitely not winning up on every single point that they need to be winning at. So I'm a little like on the fence here. I don't think Sazolie College actually do have an opportunity to end the game for themselves, but Unity College is definitely going to be happy seeing this.
That is true. Two flickers, one flame shot, and one retribution, all used in just one team fight. There was a lot of resources, but talking about Unity College, though, they were much okay to lose up onto their lives rather than, getting a bit of a kills right there. But other than that, the teams will be right back on time for the Lord. A little bit of an overextension was definitely right there from Unity College. Anna trying to open up the map along with Y Kenny. Just making sure to not engage, because if they engage here, that's going to be very fatal. But Team Sazolie College cannot leave their lanes open. Now Ace will be met by the Paquito, but Ace definitely needs the farm. Ace definitely needs the support as well. Look at them opening up the vision, and them realizing that the Lord will be very stretched out far. They are pushing it back. Look at them as of now. Their main goals will be taking down the mid as well as the bottom lane. Bottom lane, I do believe if the lane is synchronized very well, it will be going on with the minions. But at the same time, Sazolie College are really good on clearing those minions.
They are. They have a lot of potential tanks. So I don't think they have any difficulties with actually keeping the enemies at bay. But keeping the enemies at bay is not the way that you actually win the game. You've got to make sure you push the towers down. You've got to also make sure that you actually kill all the enemies so that they actually don't become a hindrance to you. All in all, I think that the side of Team Sazolie College, they're not going to have a good time here, even if they can actually keep defending. Unless they kill all 5 of the enemies, they're not going to have a chance at actually winning this game.
What is it going to be? Unity College, they have one decision to make. Charge in as quickly as possible towards the crystal. But at the same time, they will be met by Alice, who's right there into the front lane. The goes in with the ultimate, doesn't find anything, is out of the way. Shax as well as the carry are trying to clear the Lord as quickly as possible. Choke, he does have his flicker, he's looking forward for that window of opportunity, but the Team Unity College are not stacking up. Really love how they are scattered all around the map. Mid lane almost taken down. There's going to be a little bit of an immune for the Choke, but wait a minute, I don't like that. Shax is looking quite low, flickers out of the way, but in the wrong directions. He will be taken out into the front lane. We here is not looking quite good. Hey, Wrath of Dryad with the flicker gets to her, and the base is quite open. This is Ask who's trying to do something that gets met with the Appraiser's Wrath, but no, into the front lane. The lanes are getting cleared. A lot of crowd control for Aspect, and he will be falling down. Sask not having the ultimate. It is Team Unity College having the first victory.
Yeah, I wouldn't have actually had a doubt if the side of Team Unity would have actually won. They have the power of friendship and unity. They might as well just win at this point, right?
Yeah, definitely. Look at them onto the first round. They actually got their opponents in a clean sweep, and definitely, with how they are playing, it could be possible. But Sazolie College are no less as well. They try to hold out onto the match, but I feel like somewhere along the lines, the middle laner, even though it is not a meta pick, it kind of lagged in the damage.
Yeah, but I think that, compared to Lilia, Zask is not going to have a fun time. And
Yeah.
he bought himself Sky Piercer, yeah, which I don't think is a good idea, especially not early on. You've got to actually put that, the gold into other parts of your kit. You might as well get something like, maybe I think the glowing wand would have been better, and then just jumping in directly to get yourself a Wind Talker or, Feather of Heaven. That could have been the way to go for a Zask, but I don't think that worked out for the side of Team Sazolie College. Unity College, though, I loved how they played. They actually did take advantage of a lot of situations, and they ended up winning a very, very strongly, I'd say.
100%. They did make sure to get everything onto their hands, and we will be looking forward if that's going to be the same kind of gameplay happening in the game number two. The game number two has started, and we already have gotten a Zushin getting banned off. Zushin Marcel out of the way. I do believe the tank jungler should be targeted, or even the Paquito. Why would you open up a Paquito and not take any counters for that?
I mean, yeah, I agree, but I do have this feeling that most people are just sleeping on the, Mincetar. I've seen this guy, his name is Checkmate Gaming, yeah. He is very, very good with Mincetar. He rotates to the opposite lane on the other side of the map to actually get some kills, helps the team, gets them the lead, and then just comes back. People are sleeping on the hero, even though you need to have a lot of skill. It's like a second Franco on your team if you ever think of having a Franco. But, I think Mincetar is one of those heroes that once you actually have the mechanical skills locked in, he can actually take care of meta heroes like Fakito, Freya, and many others like assassins and whatnot.
That pick as well against a Harriet works very well, against a Pokito as well works very well. So maybe in this match we will be able to see. Let's see what is it going to be. Looks like there's going to be a ban onto the Paquito more than the respect ban. This is definitely a hero team. So Jolie College really do want to see it. So they have banned it up. Now one last ban onto their hands. I do want to see that being a jungler or possibly a marksman. Oh, yep. Oh, it is a glue. Understandable.
I see the potential with the glue, but I don't know why you ban it. You can get the Vexana or something, completely counters the glue. But if you're afraid of it, might as well just ban it. We've got an Akai getting picked. I think it's probably going to go to the jungle because Akai in the jungle is pretty strong now. And let's just face it, most other junglers can't keep up with how tanky he is and how good he can actually take objectives.
Oh, let's see. Let's see. What is it going to be? Oh, okay, okay. They're teasing Fani as well. They Team Sazolie College got that onto the first match, so they want to do it to the second match as well. Looks like Anna might be going in for a link possibly, but before that, I do believe it is kind of better to pick up a EXP laner. There you go. Yuzhong comes in, and along with an EXP laner, Mage works out very well, or even such a safe pick such as a Claude, because into the second phase, it is definitely gonna get banned. Okay, so we definitely are not getting a marksman as of now, and that is going to be Guinevere. Now, Guinevere getting picked off, and I do believe that is going to be onto the roam.
It could be, but I would recommend having the Guinevere as a jungler because, again, Guinevere is one of those heroes that actually does have this one spell that can disable the enemy jungler, securing the objectives towards your side. But if you are going to go for that, I think keeping the Guinevere and the Yuzong, if at all they're going for the roam Guinevere, like you said, I think that will be the best place to go because then the enemies, they would actually think that they're going for Guinevere jungle, and Sazolie College would actually return with that kind of enthusiasm. But again, Zast, really, bro?
Okay, I mean,
Why?
I have seen that global tag. Okay, not the global, but the India ranking tag on the last match. India 15, if I'm correct. And on top of that, he definitely has a lot of fans in the comments. So really want to see how the gameplay gonna be. See, I like the vision of the Zask as of now that you could pop up your ultimate to as a safety mechanism against Kenny and against old people as well. But at the same time, your cooldowns are a little bit far, like 5 to 6 seconds. So you need to really time it out very well. You need to be very aware of your positioning as well. Into the last match, the Zask was having a bit of an easy, I wouldn't say a properly a easy time, but at the same time, he was able to save up his turrets when the team Unity College were trying to take it down. And because of his spawns, the threat was still there. So that kind of something is they are trying to instill. But hey, back again onto the banning phase, we are getting the Kadita out of the way just for the Zaz. And now that I don't feel like the Lilia is going to be there, what about a Lunox who can actually melt down, if even if that's a Kai onto the jungle or even a roam? Works out very well. Plus, Lunox does have a bit of an crowd control immunity onto her light form.
I agree, okay, but let me just put up the biggest problem here, yeah. If you're picking a Zask for your team, you've got to make sure that your whole team actually changes their whole lineup to accommodate for that Zask. Okay, that's why some of these heroes are not meta. Unlike Gord, who actually does have a lot of potential damage, possibilities, and a very very strong kit that could actually disable enemies or slow them down, but he's immobile. Yeah, you have to have someone babysitting him or at least covering his weakness. Oh yeah, like you said, Linux just got banned off. That's surprising, but again, their weaknesses need to be covered, and Sask as a hero needs at least 2 or 3 heroes to actually cover his weakness, which is people running away from him, sort of like Argus, but he can't really move in the ultimate. He can only change positions of his ultimate once, but all in all, I think that it is a very demanding hero. It's not that it's a bad hero; it's a demanding hero, and it could be shut down with a few stuns, and you won't even have a shot at actually using the ultimate or making a change in a team fight. With the way he was building previously, I think that the guy has a little bit too much confidence in it, which might actually lead to a very difficult time for him because against Guinevere, Yuzong, Kaja, all of these heroes, they have disables that could shut him down before he could actually use the Dominator's Descent. So this might as well be a very difficult time for actually picking Zask.
I actually have no problem in Zask, given the fact that there were times when I used to play. There were
Yeah,
some heroes that are not in the meta and still won it off. But I have one problem. That's the flame shot. I don't want to see a flame shot
I agree.
against a Guinevere, against a Yuzhong, not even against a Kaja. That is definitely a lot of crowd controls coming in for you. And you being a mate, you are gonna get targeted. And with the Khalid right there onto the front lane, that is going to be really, really you being to reposition yourself a lot. So that's going to be EXP Akai. That is crazy. We have not seen that. Jungle Guinevere, I do believe, or EXP Guinevere. Oh yeah, it is an EXP Guinevere. No, wait, it is a
No,
jungle
it's Jungle
Guinevere.
Guinevere. It is,
Yeah,
huh? Wait, what?
yeah.
Mid lane Guinevere?
This doesn't make any sense.
No, it's a Jungle
Oh yeah,
Guinevere. Yeah,
jungle.
obviously. Let me
Understand.
just be very honest with you. I think this draft is, confusing me more than my ranked games. But all in all, I think the Zask. Okay, yeah, like you said, the Flame Shot could actually not be a good pick here. But I'll be the one to defend against the Flame Shot because I myself use Flame Shot and it actually works in multiple situations. Spatial Migration has that one frame before Guinevere lands, just before it, where you can push Guinevere away and then disable the uh, whole thing. Like the knockup won't actually affect. You can do that with Ruby's second skill, Flame Shot, and multiple other instant target lock stuns. You could do that. It also works against Yuzong. You can actually push him back, and his Petrify will not actually register because the moment he actually lands, that's when he actually taps the Petrify. But if you push him back, his Petrify is going to be delayed by a slight second until he actually regains full control over the hero after the flame shot, which could actually, save him from time to time. But again, the low cooldown is also a bonus, but it requires a very, very precise control over that spell to actually, perform these things. So, I mean, I myself do it sometimes, not all the time. It happens to me sometimes, but I'm doubting if it will actually work here. But again, we're in the land of Dawn for an exciting match. It again is Sazolie College on the blue side this time versus Unity College. Unity College already had the first game victory. They did struggle a bit in the early stages of the game, but they turned out the game to their advantage completely. And now is the second game, and we're in the land of Dawn for this exciting match. Harriet's trying to find out where the carry is, but carry is not there at all.
Carrie really were trying to get the gold crab domination onto her hand, but hey, being a little bit aggressive right there. Onto the same note, Lost in Valencia as well as Kenny are picking away every single farm right there. Leomord will be having problems.
True. I'm gonna be very honest with you. Leomord does have the upper hand here, but oh, look at that bot lane. We've got Valentina giving that positioning to get the kill on Harriet. Carry Skyzen getting that first blood.
Ooh, with the up flicker, they knew they could have gotten the Harrod, and yup, right on point. They go in for that. Kaisen is getting that kind of a good amount of snowball that right from the early game. It will be really expensive. With that, lady, let's see what is it going to be. First kill already done. What about the second? Around the turtle, which is going to be in 15 seconds, we will be able to witness. And with an Akai onto the sides, I do feel like that's going to be possible, but no, 99.9% choke. Out of the way. The
choked.
combo comes in for Shax, but Aspect jumps in with his horsey.
Early.
Too early horsey. What about the turtle?
That was one early ultimate, and I think that right now with Akai not being there, and Khalid is on the roam and Akai in the EXP lane. Okay, I'm confused. But, well, it is what it is. We've got Kaja and making sure. Oh, we've got Valentina using the Phantom Steed copied up. And we've got the heavy spin from the Akai, locking down one person. They don't have the damage, so they will be forced back, I believe. But look at that. We've got the spatial migration taking away Akai's life. Everyone from the side of Team Unity College still alive. They got themselves the turtle. And Sazolie College taking a big loss here, 0-4. And Harriet might be the next target on the chopping block. Valentina making a swift rotation there. But knowing that, 99% choke, being there to be that buddy for Harriet. He's there to save the day.
Definitely need a bit of a support given the fact that he was the first blood, and on top of that choke, not that way.
Oh no.
Be taken down. My goodness. Unity College. Why is Sazolie College giving them in a big platter? So easily.
Look, I mean, again, I'm that kind of person that says that, draft and all of this does not really matter. If one mistake occurs, that's going to be okay. The Purify has been forced out. I thought that the ultimate was going to be used. The Divine Judgment was on cooldown, though. Lucky Harriet, he's going to stay and live for another day. That's 99% choke sacrifice there, by the way, guys. He actually kept that, Kaja's ultimate ult himself, so Harriet could stay alive. He's thinking 2 days in advance.
Oh my goodness, definitely true. Look at them. They're trying to go in for more. Looks like Unity College still trying to open up a bit onto the top lane. Heavy spin comes in, but no, that's gonna be Phantom Seed trying to go for Lost in Valencia. Look at those players. They're both, trying to deflect each other. It's something I really like to see.
Pegasus, use Sky Attack! Oh, sorry, it's a big fat panda. Never mind. But yeah, the Beyblade battle of the top lane, I think that was very adorable. It reminded me of back in my childhood when I used to actually be rooting for Tyson and Jenga and all of those guys. But all in all, 2 ultimates, very important ones used up. Then Turtle is spawning in. The side of Team Unity College definitely do have the advantage. They're going to speed run this to oblivion as fast as they can. That's an instant Turtle take within like 8 seconds. And look at that. A good Divine Judgment. That's going to be one more kill. That's Zask, by the way. He's getting taken down again. I'm not a hater of Zask, but his positioning was very off. And that's going to lead to another 199% choke, also getting taken down. They're going to mark down the Harriet now. Skyzen is Ace is in a lot of trouble, and Skyzen is going to have a huge advantage here. Ace rotating pretty well to actually give vision on the red buff, but again, it doesn't really matter. The enemies are not going to take it, I think. So for now, Sazolie College, they're going to be fine.
They might not be onto the bottom lane given the fact that Skyzen is at level 8 and Ace still at level 6 trying to be level 7. That is a huge experience gap coming in from both the junglers. This really says that how Skyzen is rotating. Look at that. He's gonna take it
It's
all
not.
away.
It's
And
not mid lane. It's top lane though. Like
oh,
top lane tower.
yeah, top lane gone. I mean, it is Akai. What can he actually do? He can't have a 1v1 against a Yuzhong. He has to play it passively. He has to play it for the team fight. Okay. Close call for Aspect, but onto the middle lane. It's going to be taken down. Kenny waiting up with his ultimate. What is it going to be? Now that he doesn't have the flicker, team Sazolie College are a bit on a safe side.
I mean, all in all, they're not gonna actually just take an enemy like just divine judgment the enemy and not have a plan. The enemies, in their team, Unity College, were a little too far away. I wouldn't recommend using the divine judgment. They can't burst anyone down. So, for now at least, they've gotten themselves a tower. Oh, okay. Okay, Kacha's gonna stay alive. He's just a bird. Nothing to see here, guys. He's just a government issue bird. That's a security camera too. He's giving all of that vision to his allies. Unity College dominating in terms of real estate. They've gotten themselves 3 towers. All tier 1s are down, and now the turtle's spawning in.
Definitely. Let's see what is it going to be. One last hurdle that's going to be probably into the hands of Unity College unless we get a very good heavy spin from this Akai. Now Akai though picking up a team fight hero that to a tank onto that EXP will be facing a bit of a trouble. Look at him, he's able to tank in a bit of a damage while they are trying to get away for the Leo mode to jump in. I don't think that's gonna be possible. Anna with the retribution is going to be taking away that turtle, but Yuzhong finding someone right there. They were a bit late trying to, get Aspect onto the turret, but hey, 99.9% choke. He's waiting up for a good amount of. And Kenny, oh no. I think he definitely.
Oh no.
The jump comes in on to Kali, taken down, and that's gonna be the next person, the Akai, taken down as well. Kaisen though, he is getting targeted, but at the same time. No way. He should have backed off right there.
That was a great pincer attack from the side of Team Unity College. 3 people on one side and Skyzen on the other. You are definitely bound to die, and I think Ace just accepted fate at that point. He got taken out. Look at that. We've got Valentina, lost in Valencia. Stealing the heavy spin from the Akai. That's going to be a big, big ultimate for themselves. I think Unity College will actually have a huge, huge advantage in actually using that ultimate rather than Sazolie College. Apparently, until now, Sazolie College, I couldn't see that good heavy spin coming up. I hope that Unity College could actually change that fate.
What is it going to be? The Holy Shield is right there. They need to save it up and look like that is not okay. Look at them. Sazolie College is being pushed back a lot, and this time around, Harris did not get any farm. That is quite sad, but at the same time, Aspect, he's trying to hold down so much as well, but they have not found any kills. They have not found anything so far. First look,
They found 1 tower though. They took 1 tower down here, 1 in top lane. You can't say that they didn't find anything. They did, but they have lost far more than they've gained. I'm going to be very honest with you. I don't want to be that guy, but I think not having mid lane control and good rotation with Zask, that kind of led to this situation that we have here. I know that there's a lot of fans for Zask, but it doesn't seem like it's working out for them.
Definitely. What is it going to be? First lot taken down. It's going to jump in onto the mid lane while mid lane does not have the Holy Shield. It's going to be a little heavy for them, but they do have lane clearance onto their side. They do have the Zos, they do have the Harris. So taking that down could be really easy, but I really love how Carrie is getting those vision, those farm, everything handed on a golden plate. But hey, the Lord jumps in, 99.9% choke. He's trying to go into the back lanes, but will be met by skills and the turret down.
And I'm gonna be very honest with you. Lost in Valencia having that ultimate from the Yokai, that's actually a very dangerous thing. Okay, Divine Judgment used up. We've got the Yokai using heavy spin, but Skyzen is able to get the kill on 99% choke. Bot lane tower in under pressure. Okay, Leomord taking a lot of damage. He's forced to go back. Bot lane tower tier 3 also taken down. Skyzen gets himself the Malefic gun. He's got a lot of range. Skyzen has himself the Radiant armor now too. He's gonna be more, tankier against the damage of Zask. Okay, we've got the old spatial migration. That's gonna be one stun. That might not lead to a chain stun, but all in all, we've got them, expending resources one by one. The flicker has been baited out, and Akai gets taken down just as quickly. Skies are doing a lot of damage. Okay, I don't know what Ana is trying to do here. I'm really confused. He's just landing the spatial migrations for the sake of it. And okay, the Divine Judgment used up on the Leomord to save Ana and himself. I think that was a good play here. And Skyzen's able to get the kill on 99% choke. But Aspect is still, not gonna, be that big of a threat, even if he has Phantom Steed. Top lane tier 3 also taken down. This is the fight for the Nexus, and they have the Nexus completely open. All the enemies, Unity College, is right at their doorstep. This is going to be very dangerous. Heavy spin used up, and Skyzen's able to do a lot of damage. That's going to take down 2 people. Lost in Valencia is actually going to get 1 kill, but it's all right. Curse touch from the... Okay, wait, what? I think the game is over. Okay, no. It's still going on. We've got the Violet Requiem, but it's Lost in Valencia who's going to get the kill on Leomord, ending the game. Aspect, the last person to be taken down. And that's a free win to the side of Team Unity College.
A streamer really predicted a little too early, and there you go. Unity College gonna be sitting at the top 4, really close towards the top 2, and also landing onto the line. Well played coming in from Unity College, but what a hard luck today for Sazolie, given the fact that they really tried their best, but this time around onto the second match, that was just too much given away into the hands of Unity.
Yeah, I agree. And the Valentina pick was, kind of crucial here. Having that Valentina's pressure in itself, not even using the ultimate, you don't have to use the ultimate. Having the pressure of having a stolen ultimate that could actually make or break a game could potentially just put the enemies in a bad position all in all. So Unity College completely dominated the mind games and every phase of the game. Early on to mid and late game, they completely dominated the mind games too. And they had such an overwhelming landslide of a victory. Unity College taking the crown for now. But I'm going to be very honest with you. Sazolie College really need to check up on the priorities that they have. I did not like that whole draft. They didn't actually draft for the Zask in itself. Like, the draft didn't look like it was working to actually get all the potential weaknesses of Zask under check. And, Zask being there, it just felt like a sore thumb sticking out amidst your fingers. So, it didn't really work out. And again, I'm not hating on the Zask. It's just that you either have to build a team around the Zask, or you have to make sure that you're so good that the enemies can't even touch you. But again, a hero like Zask, it can't really be done that easily as you want it. So I think you could have changed up the Zask, put another hero, and possibly gotten better results. But Sazolie College really need to check up on the priorities.
Definitely, but damn, what a game. Congratulations to the side of Team Unity College. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, let's go for a break because the second series are waiting up for us. And with that, it is a break.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the TXG Nagaland Esports Society's Inter-College Championships. This is going to be round of 16, best of 3. It's Immanuel College versus Patkai. I'm not going to use an accent for that. Patkai College. And we've got the draft rolling in just as quick as I actually entered the game. We've got now Paquito, Gord, and Akai, 3 heroes that don't need mentioning. Okay, Gord has been a non-meta hero that actually came up in the meta quite recently because of how good he can control area. And then again, Akai is a hero that's actually pretty strong into the jungle department. So that hero too gets banned. Paquito is good in the EXP lane. These 3 banned off. Kimmy, strong in the mid lane. I'm not going to explain much. Marcel, yeah, no need for explanations or introductions. This guy's a pain. Let him be in the band department. And Yuzong, a strong EXP laner. So we've got 2 EXP laners, one jungle, 2 mid laners, and 1 roamer getting banned off. We've got now Kaja getting picked as the first pick to decide a Team Blue. And also to actually counter that, they've got the Atlas. Atlas now has a lot of slow and a lot of tankiness. A Frigid Breath is going to be a very, very important tool in this game, at least for the side of Team Red. So all in all, I think that Kaja might actually have a difficult time trying to catch someone with Divine Judgment with the fear of Atlas being there. But now we've got themselves the Fearless has gotten himself the Yve, which could actually give them a lot of control on the area, just like how Gord has a lot of control into actually getting area denied from the enemies. Yve does that, but way better. So Yve getting picked is a very, very strong part for their lineup, and having the Atlas with them that could actually bring back people into the ultimate or set up for a good one. Demobilize from the external outer boundaries for the Yve could actually just make a big change to how people actually think about like maybe the Kaja if he's trying to pull someone away. You've got Yve just pulling up the ultimate, immobilizing him, disabling the ultimate. That's a good decision from their part. And now Team Blue, they've gotten themselves the Zacian in the mid, possibly a good counter to the Yve, who is an immobile hero, who could actually get stunned by Zacian's, Phoenix Descent. All of that kit is actually going to be very difficult to deal with, and also the Celestial Armaments can push away the Atlas if he ever tries to engage in any crucial situation. Obviously, you've got to make sure you keep in mind the cooldown for the passive, so Atlas could actually get in an opening in between the cooldown of the passive. But all in all, I think that Zacian's a very good pick here. Could actually save his team for a bit, but not all the time. Lapu Lapu as the EXP laner, pretty reasonable. The side of Team Red, they get themselves the Suyu as their jungler. That means they could ban out the jungle, like jungle heroes that could actually threaten Suyu, like the Leomord. I don't think Leomord's actually something you need to worry about with Atlas on your side, but hey, whatever they want, let them do it. And on the blue side, they've got themselves a Claude ban. I think they're looking in for a carry ban, like carry pick or something. But Red responds with a Moskov ban too. So they're trying to actually cut down both of the enemy, like both of their, I don't understand, okay? Both of them have not picked the marksman. I think that it would be better to actually cut down on the potential junglers instead for the side of Team Red, and potentially the EXP laners for the side of Team Blue, because, Glue gets banned off. I think that would have been the best course of action, but hey, whatever actually floats their boat. 1 jungler, 1 EXP, and 2 gold laners banned off. That leaves Carrie, Harriet, I think Nathan could actually also work. But in this lineup, I think that it would actually be better to have the Melissa, because there's a lot of heroes that could actually bring together or, control people in a certain area. So I think that's not going to be a possibility. That's definitely going to be a gold lane Freya. And to actually counter that, they've got themselves the carry. The blue side do have a lot of damage potential. That's only in the late game, but Kaja could actually bring people to them. I think that could actually be dangerous, but don't know. Don't tell me Kaja's going to the EXP lane. Please don't. I hope not. Roden Key, no, don't go for the Carmilla. Please don't. It would be chaotic. I'm so judging these drafts right now. Oh, thank goodness. We've got the Fredrin as a jungler for their side. They were lacking a jungler. I've been confused as to what they were trying to do. Obviously, the Lapu could have actually gone for the jungle if Carmilla was picked, and going with the EXP Kaja, that could have been a good opportunity. But whatever happened, happened. For a few seconds, I was confused myself. But the side of Team Blue, they've got themselves a solid lineup. And the side of Team Red, I think for now at least, they've gotten themselves a good set of heroes that could actually work well together. They've got a good, area denier. They've got a good setter. They've got a hero that could actually, kill off the stragglers. Like Suyu could do that. And also Freya, who can actually engage in any team fight that could actually demand his positioning there. And to top it all off, that's going to be an Expo in the EXP lane, pretty reasonable. And today on the caster desk, by the way, it's me, Crucifix, and joining me, it's going to be Debbie. What's up, Debbie? I think I actually misread the situation. For now, at least the side of Team Blue looks like they have the advantage in terms of getting, good sets and also controlling the enemies. But I do have this feeling that Blue do have a much stronger lineup. They could actually prove me wrong. Execution's where it's at. But for now, I'm going to ask my co-host, Debbie, to actually express her ideas as to what she wants to see in this game. We've got Suyu, Atlas, Yves, Freya, and Exborg on one side. And the other side, they've got themselves a very good set of heroes, which you will see right now, Debbie. What do you think about this draft, which I just mentioned?
I feel like Xbox is a good hero that these tournament have been able to brought for themselves. I think I'm gonna be surprised if they don't really prioritize onto the Kadita. But yeah, that kind of lineup is something that I'm kind of used to now because a bit of a damage into the XP that have been popular here. So I wouldn't mind the Xbox either, not even the Suyu here because the kill pressure is definitely gonna be up out there. Patkai very much of an interesting matchup again, right? Patkai and then Immanuel. They have already they have been very good into their games that they have been playing before. So, like I said, still a damage into the XP side will still definitely be working out.
Absolutely. For now, at least, the gold lane is going to be dominated by carry. The range is going to be very difficult for Freya to actually deal with. Zacian already making his way to actually get that blue buff. Level 2 on the jungler, so Kaja can't really steal the buff for now. So I think the pressure could actually deny them taking the blue buff and slowing down the rotation. What is happening? Okay, so Yu has just left. He has left Earth to go to Mars for a bit. But we will have a little bit of a break here while we have a Kit Kat. So Debbie, what do you think about the draft from the side of Team Patkai College?
I think they are just trying to go and have a very heavy control into the early phases of the game so that they will not be getting countered that easily. But yeah, it's like the pick onto the Zetian I like because at least you want to negate down the amount of advantages that he have onto the fatal link so that you'll be able to cancel out with the Fury of the Phoenix, and that's what they are trying to do here, and I really really love that. But on top of that, they do have a very decent frontliner and a combination together with the Kaza and the carry, and they do also have a boost checker coming through from the Fredin or even the Lapu Lapu here. So if it comes down to the team fights, I think Immanuel will be the one initiating it, but Patkai will be having the upper hand.
Absolutely, and now we've got Suyu back. So I think they have to use the Retribution. Okay, no Retribution used, but Suyu still does get himself the blue buff. Still, it's kind of slow that Fredrin, just decided on coming and invading for some reason. He will get the litho though, but all in all, I think the side of Team Immanuel College, they didn't really lose much from having that, invasion happening on their side of the map. Actually, they gained a lot because obviously, Fredrin's still slowing down on the farm, but Suyu is way faster.
Yep. Now that I think about it, the rotation onto the Suyu in comparison to the Fredrin that the Suyu have the advantage of will be helping Immanuel have a good rotation here, but up to the top lane.
A perfect match that actually gets the enemy Kaja low on HP. That one frigid breath and stun from the Atlas could actually do so much. Lelouch, utilizing it to the fullest. But again, the first turtle of the match spawned in, both junglers level 4. I think that both of them are evenly matched, but perfect match goes to the enemy backline, tries to catch the... Okay, Kaja's low on HP and gets taken down, but Rodin gets the kill on the turtle. And he get the first blood. Okay, I'm just gonna call him Labu. He does use the Bravely Fighter and actually, get that kill onto the enemy jungler. But he might actually just get another one. He does not have the first skill ready yet. Bro, that could have just been like, if you blew onto, Expo, you would have taken him down. What is happening?
Yeah, that's what it was. Actually kind of weird to see that, but hey, this is a kind of sustain that the export usually have with the flicker, and it's also Musashi after all. This guy's a very, very good damage XP laner, by the way. I haven't seen him into the utility as well, but rotation coming through from the side of Immanuel is so much safer and so much faster here because they were able to have a very, very good lead into the mid side as well. The passive already popped away. You don't give away your passive that easily, Siku. But yeah, for an engagement and a re-engagement, Patkai College, they need a bit more time.
Absolutely. The Celestial Armaments, the passive of Zacian, obviously, is one of the best defenses for the side of Team Patkai against perfect matches. Atlas's perfect match and then Fatal Links combo. So not having that available, again, like I was saying in the draft, it is going to be very, very difficult for the side of Team Patkai to avoid any possible Fatal Links or, flicker Fatal Links. So I think, Atlas does have an opening. If he actually gets to catch two people, he might actually just get a good set for his team, Kaja, giving that vision. He is just a bird after all, a government issue security camera that obviously every American is actually afraid of. So we've got now Kaja trying to get his team vision, and that actually keeps, Carry alive for a bit longer.
Yep, the longer the carries stay alive, the better the late game will come through for the side of Patkai College there, because they are the one with the late game scaling, and on top of that, they are leaning against a Freya, who they can punish easily with the carry here. But into the mid-tower, look at that.
That's a flicker baited out, but again, it doesn't really matter to the side of Team Patkai. They've got an advantage now. Exborg's still there, so Last Insanity could actually drive the enemies away. But all in all, the side of Team Immanuel, they're not actually trying to look in for, or they do look in. That's going to be a good Fatal Links and the ultimate. The Last Insanity gets one, but they're going to miss out on the turtle. That's going to be another one. That's Atlas getting taken down. Lelouch out of the picture. So you can't really do much anyways in that position. So he goes back. Exborg also forced to go back. They did, however, manage to actually trade for the mid laner for their roam. So what is happening? Suyu looks like he's having a tough time.
Yeah, that's why the farming is not really, he's not really that much of a sustainable hero. So it's going to be a bit tough into the farming as well. So that's why they're going to go try to go for an invite. But yeah, it's definitely going to be fine here because Gaza this time around, I think it's still going to be safe. Still have the flicker, Prime Salman Khan. He's got his, Gaza being banned away on so many occasions. He's finally got his hand into it. So we're going to see how he will be able to pull out the miracles that he did onto this hero. So, oh, look at that. I thought he was
perfect match. He just used it to run away. I don't know what he was trying to do, but he should have just used the perfect match to actually take the Zacian Celestial Armaments. I'm going to be very honest with you. That was a missed opportunity.
Yeah, it's like a close call right there. I would have, suggested for the side of Patkai College to just go all in onto an Atlas as well, even if it's a tank, when you are together like 3 or 4, it's always going to be better to go. Oh, they did.
Oh, yeah. They're going to get caught by the Fatal Links, but that's not going to be any problem because Lelouch is going to get taken down. There's 4 people. And also knowing the fact that, they've got a lay gun, he's going to melt down the Atlas as quick as it actually came in. So, so no surprise there. I think that was the best course of action, a good divine judgment, and that just led to an absolute massacre onto the enemy's roamer, Lelouch out of the picture. And that's going to, put a little pressure onto the side of Team Immanuel to actually get the turtle now. They've gotten the previous turtle, but do you think Immanuel will actually get the turtle this time? Oh, ultimate again.
Yeah, okay. Well, that was a close call here, Musashi. It's actually Xbox is an anti-burst hero, right? So you don't get bursted that easily because of the Farraga armor. But without the Farraga armor, I don't think they will be contesting it enough. But Fatal Links will come through.
Oh no, that too. But I'm gonna be very honest with you. Yorosaki, he actually just had to run away. Kaja was too much for him to handle, I believe. But all in all, I think that the draft from the side of Team Patkai College, it's actually working against whatever Immanuel College actually decided on. Kaja is not being punished at all. He's able to swim in and out of the whole enemy team and the whole enemy jungle without getting any punishment. Oh, okay, look at that. They're trying to get a pincer attack on the Freya. Okay, Atlas trying to give him vision. He might actually. Okay, he will be the target
Oh.
for the enemy's ultimate. The Divine Judgment,
Okay.
the Fury of the Phoenix, and also the Carry's ultimate will be used up to take down the Atlas. Atlas is getting punished more than Kaja
That's
is
right.
ever.
Yeah. Usually it's always gonna be the other way around, but then again, when you talk about it, the Atlas is usually used as the main frontliner for their side because their jungler is onto the assassin side and not that tanky here. Meanwhile, for the side
Yeah.
of Patkai College, they have a bit of a tankiness into the jungle. They're rotating everywhere. The mid trio are always moving together at one point, and they are always trying to find some compensation across the map, even if they are not losing anything. That's what they are playing around with, and this will be giving a lot of leeway for Lagoon onto the carry here. He haven't been, even popping out the Purify because he wasn't in a threat at all because his team has been doing so good there. Look at the Tondo.
I was half expecting that taunt to actually just go in, and take the blue buff, but it seems like Emmanuel College do have that kind of, mercy from the enemies. Patkai College could actually be very, very dangerous here, but they're not trying to be. They're playing it pretty safe. I would call it mercy, but I wouldn't also want to call it that because obviously Emmanuel College do have a good lineup here. They could actually just turn the tides of battle around if ever the side of Team Patkai College actually take any misstep. They could actually always be punished, but they're not doing it at all. That's what's surprising me. Okay, we've possibly got a perfect match into Fatal Links. No, it's not going to happen. Kaja looking in for a Divine Judgment. That's Expo against the world. That's 3 people right in front of his face. 4 now. And that taunt on the Atlas, I don't know what he's trying to do, but okay, we've got a 2-man ultimate,
Okay.
but the last insanity a little too late. They're still going to be able to get the kill on the enemy Hyper, and that's also going to be Freya jumping in with a Valkyrie's Descent, doing a lot of damage, taking down Lagoon, following through. He's trying to, no, he doesn't want to. He's going to go for the safer route, get the Lord for their side, get some real estate value in terms of actually taking down the towers because they haven't taken down even one yet. Lapu Lapu trying to get some vision for his team, but I think the Retribution's ready. They could actually just secure the Lord without any doubts. They will be able to. Ryosaki is going to do the team a one good favor, but no Faraga armor on the X-Borg. That leads to a Divine Judgment and possibly punished for his arrogance. That's Murashi. Murashi getting taken down. Musashi. Oh,
He
like
doesn't
okay,
really, yeah, he doesn't have to do that actually. It was absolutely fine to go
Yeah.
back when you got the Lord. You gotta have some management on your time as well. But yeah, it was perfectly a good comeback coming to from the side of Immanuel College there because everything into the early phases of the game have been destroyed by Patkai College because, oh wait, Kurosaki, he got taken down out of nowhere. But he's a, wait, what?
That is gotta be one crazy little set. Okay. I think Legon is actually popping off right now. He's gotten a lot of advantage, especially with the early help that his team gave him. But Guy College do have a very, very strong goal right now. But I'm gonna be very honest, in the previous fight too, Augustin was able to take down Legon, and I think that could actually be a very obvious thing because, he's got a lot of damage. He's even got the vengeance. So Lagoon could actually have his hands tied against a Freya jumping in on him. But all in all, the side of Team Patkai College, they're getting a huge, overwhelming advantage to their side. Will they be able to keep it is the question. Okay, what does that ultimate do? Not on him either.
I don't know. Kind of weird, and not a perfect engagement potential as well. So Prime Salman Khan will not be having the Divine Judgment for a bit of a time, so this might be an opening time, a green light for the side of Immanuel College to go for some kind of a engage, but they haven't been able to do it because they are so busy playing the macro factors there. They're playing the long lanes, they are able to take out onto the bottom lane as well. They are already taking out onto the top two, but the disadvantage side of that is they already lost out onto the mid side, which means that their jungle is gonna be so vulnerable. And when the jungle is completely left open, that's where the potential ganks can come to here. And on top of that, Kurosaki onto the Suyo is not onto the Impurity as well. So yeah, he's not gonna be as sustainable as you think he should be. He's gonna have a good damage though on top of that. But yeah, another free turret onto the top lane side for the side of Patkai College. They are not trying to go for a bit of an engage, just forcing onto the neutral objectives.
But have a look at the bot lane. They're trying to set up an ambush, dude. If it works, it works. You know, they've got the Divine Judgment, they've got the taunt from the Fredrin. But look at that, we've got the Divine Judgment already. The Fury of the Phoenix too. Suyu getting taken down. Ryusaki, free kill for them. Fatal Link's also being used up. But all in all, there's nobody to actually back him up. He's going to be taken down just as quickly. The gun gets the kill on Augustin. Now that's going to be a very difficult thing to actually match up on. But Kai College getting an overwhelming advantage. Now Suyu is right there. Wait, what is that? What did I just see? What was that on the screen?
No matter. I don't know what's happening here, but yep. Onto the other. Oh wait. Oh that's a flicker wasted just being in front of a fearless. You gotta stay fearless, my dude. I don't know what just happened here, but yeah. With Augustine taken down, there's gonna be a very good start onto the free turtle here. A free lord here for the side of Cycle 8 there, but no contest will be coming to here. Kurosaki will not be going anywhere near the turtle pit. Roden will be getting out onto the lord very early on. Bit of nature for Lagoon. It's gonna be a bit tough to take him down this time around.
Absolutely. Lagoon does have his whole team in front of him. So that's going to give a lot of difficulties for Immanuel College to actually take him down. Again, he's the most important member for their side, at least in the current match. He's the one who can deal the most damage. He is also the one that actually needs to be taken down first. But they've got the Kaja, they've got the Lapu, they've got the Fredrin. The Appraiser's Wrath was just used up on the Jungle Monster. Wait, no, none of them.
Yep,
I just saw that green button. I just saw that green button being used up. My apologies.
Completely well done by the side of Immanuel. They are able to defend into the mid side as well, not letting any of their inhibitors getting taken down here. But you know, it's kind of a slow game for both of the teams where they are prioritizing onto the objective first rather than the fight. Look at them though, they need to defend one more lane onto the top lane.
Absolutely, and they've lost on the top lane tier 1. Now they're going to lose up on the top lane tier 2. Top lane tier 2, 2. Okay, that was a mouthful. But yeah, I think that's not the best course of action. They did actually try to cluster up together. They know the enemies don't have something that could actually pull them all and set one good set like Tigreal Atlas. So them staying together is actually not a bad position on their end. But they are going to lose up on resources to their side if they do that. They already lost 2 of the towers on the top, mid, and also bot. It doesn't look good for them, but look at the Divine Judgment, Fury of the Phoenix 2 to stop them from actually committing to that fight. Immanuel College being forced back into the corner. The ultimate, the Last Insanity. Okay, one thing about the Last Insanity, yeah, if you take out the Faraga armor, if you damage it enough, and then, you know, completely melt it down, you only take 50% of the damage. And I think that the side of Team Patkai actually know this. They are taking full advantage of that. And they just went gung-ho on the Expo right in front of his face. They've taken down the tier 3 in the mid lane now. And all in all, the side of Team Patkai, they've got a huge lead. It's around a total of 7,000. I wouldn't be surprised if this actually was the case, but side of Team Immanuel College, they've got a good lineup of setters. They could actually turn the sides of battle, but they're far too behind.
Yep, absolutely behind onto the goal as well. And now, with the turrets being taken down to the mid side, I would say that 90% of the inhibitor turrets take have been more into the mid lane side rather than the side lanes for this tournament so far. And I don't know how they do this, because being able to defend onto the side lanes says a lot about the composition here, and I like that. You need to put your inhibitors onto the side rather than the mid lane, so that at least you will have a chance to contest the Lord and not be pressured onto the side lanes when you are down into the goal as well. With the Lord coming through again from the side of Patkai College, they wanna go in again and maybe try to take 2 of these inhibitors down and slowly end the game very easily.
Absolutely, and Immanuel College is, yeah, I agree. Them having these side lanes, there, it could actually be how do I put it? it could attest for their good macro. But again, not having the mid lane could actually be a very big threat because the side lanes take about 17 to 18 seconds for the minions to reach from one base to another. The mid lane takes about 13 to 15 seconds. So it's faster on the mid lane. They can clear it fast, but the side lanes, they can actually keep the minions slowed down by just leaving the cannon minion alive and then letting the enemy's minions stack up. That could actually be a good position for them to keep the enemy's minions from the side lanes at bay. It is good strategy, but all in all, it doesn't look like a case. All the two lanes out of three are actually synced well together, and now they're forced to actually play it safe, but the bot lane is completely left open. That's going to be another inhibitor for their side. Fury the Phoenix lands up. We've got the Divine Judgment, the Bravest Spider on the back line. The Lagoon gets one kill. That's going to lead to another possibly. No, it's not. But the pressure is still building up. Fredrin gets taken up into the air by the Fatal Lynx. That's going to be a fatal mistake there. They lost the Hyper, but they did trade it out for the Tier 3 in the bot lane. And now as the team fight goes on, they lose the Tier 3 on the top lane, and I think it's all bad set of decisions here. Both teams are making all these few bad decisions, and it's kind of confusing me. What are your thoughts, Debbie?
With the two inhibitors getting taken down and the base completely left open, I think it's definitely going to be a green light for the side of Patkai to try to finally end the game again. Because they have more than 1 minute for the Lord to come through here. They don't have any duty to just send the minions into the lane here. They can face it down onto the side lanes and try to wait for them to accumulate themselves into their middle lane so that they will be able to sing it out when the timing of the Lord comes through. But for Immanuel Khalid here, they can actually do the housekeeping skill. But like I said, into the early phases of the game, they are the one with the lead. But they don't have a hero that can actually be able to scale out. It's gonna be a bit tough here still.
Absolutely. Carrie's right there. Atlas is making that same mistake again and again. Lelouch should be much more careful here. Okay. Beyblades. Okay. All right. Nice. Fireworks.
Fireworks. Yeah, there's a bit of damage coming through onto the Pataka. Okay, right. So I think they can actually play around. Oh wait, what?
What is happening? Dude, he's making the same mistake again and again. Legun gets the kill on Lelouch. Okay, again, that was a mouthful again. Okay. But they're going to lose up on the next Lord again. The side of Team Immanuel College, they've got a very, very big gap that they can't actually cover up. I don't think there's any chance for them to take the Lord. The side of Team Patkai College actually do have the, overwhelming advantage. I think they should just force a fight, take down the enemies. They've got the ultimate again, the Divine Judgment. They should just take one more enemy and then try to just full end it, like send it to the enemy base and completely, take it over. I think that would be the way to go.
Yeah. I don't know how they'll be able to do this though. It's gonna be tough. There's not much that they can use around here, not much of a high ground, no marksman into the presence as well. Lilap's gonna be up though, but he's gonna be without the flicker as well. So let's see what they will be able to pull off here.
Oh, flawless ultimate by Zushin. That's a beautiful Fury of the Phoenix. And 4 or 5 people getting caught. Okay, ultimate from the Eve. Finally, we're seeing something of value, but that's going to be too far into the game for you to actually get value out of that spell. That's going to be a game to the side of Team Patkai. Like a firecracker, they ended up winning this without any resistance from the enemy. There was no rain, so it's just going to make a brilliant shine in the sky.
That's the downside of having an overfighter combination here without the late game security. I understand that the early game was a little bit free and fine, but then when comes the late game, they were actually so behind onto the goal already. And for Lagoon, he was also so rich. He have the range, he have the immortality as well, and he was so free onto the hit too. Prime Salman Khan, yes, he may be missing out the ultimates here and there, but it was absolutely fine because it's on the plating time and he can actually recover from there too. And they also have a very, very good combination. And of course, Roland Q, I think he always have to be onto the utility. So maybe this time around, Immanuel can adjust to that. Yeah, they tried to adjust with the Expo onto the jungle to have an answer to the Fredrin, but it is only him, right? They needed that late game carry for themselves as well.
I agree. And compared to, carry, I don't think there's a possibility with Freya outmatching the carry in terms of actually doing damage to the enemies. And let's just face it, every single time that, Kaja ended up taking one of the enemies, like Divine Judgment, and kidnapping them, we've had the Fury of the Phoenix land and stun the enemies so they couldn't actually respond at all. They were completely put aside. So they actually did always get at least one kill, one value out of that one ultimate. So that ended up with, a big landslide of a victory to the side of Team Patkai. And Immanuel,
Mhm.
I think in the early game, the Suyu did actually end up facing a little bit of network connectivity issues. So I think his jungle speed was slower than Fredrin. At least it was matched with the same level as Fredrin. All in all, I think that Patkai could actually, yeah, I think there's not much of anything that could say to Patkai, but Emmanuel could actually try to match up the energy and get something akin to getting like backups for their team, like Matilda or something like that, instead of a Atlas.
Hmm. Atlas is rising to the popularity, so I feel like uh the Matilda is used as a direct counter, right? Because you can actually bring the Purify as well and take your friends away from where they are getting taken down. So now that I think about it, they need to have a good handle onto that roaming position as well. Lilout's not really having the best time of his life at the setup that they're trying to do the combination onto the bursty side were in there, so they can actually do something of a different style. But look at that though. From Immanuel, they ban away the gourd again because maybe they wanna play the utility here this time around again.
Oh, yeah, and I'm gonna be very honest with you. Most people don't know actually, why Gord is that big of a threat. It's mostly because of the fact that he can deny area. I mean, the viewers, I don't think you actually realize how dangerous Gord is. Even though he's not meta, he is definitely one of those heroes that can deny a lot of area from the enemies, and also make it so that they have to actually think about stepping on a landmine every time they actually walk into the open. So Gord is one of those heroes that could actually be a big threat. Akai, again, a very strong jungler. It's going to be very difficult for anybody to deal with him. Claude, a very good goal laner. Even though he's gotten nerfed in the early game, he's still valuable in the late game. And let's just face it, I think these guys, they banned out the right heroes, Emmanuel, but do you think they'll keep the right heroes again?
Okay, let's see.
Oh no, it's actually, what do you call it? But Guy College actually banned these.
Yeah, Yuzong, Marcel, right? Okay. Oh, they banned the Kaza. Okay, they don't want to handle the Kaza anymore. Still, the Atlas is still open, right, Crux? So, oh, they want to go directly onto the Kimi here. I don't know. Kimi is not really that much of a priority into the first pick here. Maybe it's more of a comfort, but yeah, it's still be comfort because I've seen Siko play onto the Kimi and they were kind of flexing out onto the fighter into the Golem as well. But Lagoon was also onto the Granger. Yeah, they did a Granger Kimi combination. So I think they wanted to do that again.
I think it's possible, the Granger Kimmy combo. But again, that's going to leave a lot of openings. You've got to make sure you have a similar draft to the previous game. Good tanky roamer that could actually give you vision, a good tanky utility jungler, and also a very, very so-so EXP laner that could actually stay alive for a bit longer than what most people actually would want him to stay alive for. But all in all, I think that the side of Team Patkai, they've gotten themselves a good mid laner, and also the side of Team Emmanuel, they've gotten themselves a good mid laner too.
Okay, the range is there, right? The setup is there as well. Now the Kimi doesn't really look that good into the hands of Siku there, but they just have to have a very good control onto the mid side, which will be eventually giving them a good win. That's what they are opting to go for here. This time, Lelouch will not be going for the Akai anymore because they wanted the just for themselves. So still onto the hands of Rodin, it will be the Fredrin. I don't know why they don't remove the Fredrin just yet, but yeah, this with the presence of the Kimi, there's gonna be a lot of flex into the gold lane for the side of Lagoon here. He can play the fighter as well. He can also play the marksman, but I think he might stick to the marksman though.
I agree, but Lagoon. I don't think he should actually play anything other than carry. If at all it's banned, this guy actually did play the carry pretty smart. He was waiting for his team to actually set up for a good kill. Oh, it's not going to be Lagoon that gets it. This time it's going to be Augustin that gets it. Because obviously in the previous game, you did not have any counter to the Fredrin, you had to waste a lot of resources. And now, instead of, Patkai getting that carry pick, it's going to be Immanuel that gets it. He might actually stand a chance. Now they're banning out all of the, potential goal laners that could be a threat to carry. And I think that's actually the right way to go.
Mm. Okay.
Oh my god, my dog. Wait,
They might eventually ban out the Granger as well here because I think Legon is the guy that it looks good with the Granger, yeah. But then again, they're the one banning with the Yi Shunshin here, and not that bad because it's actually fine that they ban away the Zushin. The Yi Shunshin because it can actually come into the jungle side for the hands of Kurosaki, and they don't really want to risk that out as well. And Yi Shunshin is also always doing well against the utility jungles on top of that. So Rodan is a bit onto the utility side where they want him to be into the front line so that they will be able to play out the back lines as much as possible. So I'm kind of hoping to see a bit of a ban onto the Granger here. No, they want to remove the Atlas, so there's still a way for Legon to play the Granger.
there is. And sorry about that. My dog apparently thought it was a good idea to drink my tea, so I had to just pull her away and save her
Oh,
life. I feel like a superhero. Because
yeah.
apparently dogs don't, have that lactose digesting material. So this little fella, if he actually drank that, would have been very dangerous. How many times do I tell you this? Leave my tea alone. Anyways, back to the game. Paquito and Yisun should get banned out. I'm actually interested with that.
Yep,
Oof.
yep, yep. Okay, very beautiful ban to the Paquito. I like that because they don't want to risk out giving away this hero so that it will eventually be mm, a big threat for their side as well because we all know that Musashi is a damage dealer into the XP lane and he loves playing out the damage as well. So for Kurosaki though, he's a bit into the jungling assassin side. Oh, still sticking with the Suyo. So they don't want the Suyo to come through here. They don't want to delete out the Suyo here and try again with this Suyo because I feel like this time around he should be picking up the Impure Raids or even the Killing Spree because I don't think Lethal Ignition is the way to go here. So let's see though what kind of marksman goal laner will they go for here? Lagoon? Granger?
Wait,
I mean,
Kurosaki used lethal ignition on. Oh no, bro!
that's
Don't
what I
tell me.
said. He
I
did.
didn't realize that in the previous game, bro. No, please don't do that. Okay, why? It's
Yeah.
because lethal ignition. You've got to wait for some items at least your first item to get the lethal ignition stacks up so you can actually deal some damage.
Mm-hmm.
And Suyu, he doesn't have that much damage unless you actually connect all three hits from the second skill. Other than that, I think that Suyu is going to have a very difficult time stacking up that lethal ignition stacks, at least early on. But now that we've actually gotten the Belleric on their side, they've got a little difficulties with engaging against this guy. And, well, they've got three tanky frontliners. They have no problems with actually having a Kimmy and a Granger.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Very wonderfully well done. Into the draw phase coming through from the side of Immanuel. No, Patkai here. Musashi will be picking up another damage. I would say. Okay, there we go. He's gonna be sticking with the Freya again. I don't really mind the Freya into the XP lane against this kind of comp, or yeah, against the Lapu as well because it's gonna be a dead lane. There's no one gonna be winning it out when you get the level 4. You just want to be out of the lane and contest onto the turtles as much as possible. And the turtle is much more important for the side of Patkai rather than for the side of Immanuel there because they are the one with the utility jungle and they need to have that tankiness and a good lead because they want him to go for the frontliner, play for the team, and play for the Kimmy and the Granger.
I think that's the best way to go, dude. I mean, when you actually mentioned the Kimmy and the Granger, I didn't actually see that as a possibility because, I didn't think that most people would actually realize the synergy between them and also, how to build a team around them. But I stand corrected. I think that Patkai actually do understand this and they actually did bring it out. But again, the one thing that I'm actually worried about is the Benedetta, who could actually go to the back line, take Granger and Kimmy out by surprise with that petrified. So let's just face it, there is a little bit of threat here from the side of Team Emmanuel, but do you think that they could actually be a threat that side of Team Patkai could actually see as, how do I put it? As a threat. I used threat 4 times in the same sentence, guys. Awarded me something.
It's okay, man. It's okay. We can overuse anyway. Because I also just said it's okay 3 times in a row. So let's go, Kurosaki. At this time around, still on to the little ignition. God damn, you wanna have that damage. I bet you have to build the Sky Piercer here. And talking about the Sky Piercer, I wonder who's gonna be getting the Sky Piercer. It's gonna be much more better into the hands of the Granger rather than for the Kimi. So I'm thinking Lagoon might be the one with the Sky Piercer here instead. He's gonna be having a bit of a fun time into the lane as well because of the range that he have onto the Granger against the Kimi with the help coming through from Prime Salman Khan as well. I think their rotation is gonna be focused a bit onto the golden side, but they should know when to back off so that they will be able to have a good start onto the turtles.
I agree, and the matter, like you said, I think that Granger would actually be better off with the Sky Piercer, basically because of his range and the fact that he can actually, execute people with his ultimate. The lower the HP, the more damage he deals. But look at that, they're trying to invade, and they do. Okay, he doesn't actually. Patkai College actually secures the. Oh wait, okay, wait. Kurosaki isn't Patkai on the blue side?
Uh, are we confusing the names now, or is it? Because previously they are Immanuel were on the red side, but let's see there what's happening here. But yeah, Roden.
Oh, we've got a little problem. I think right now Endo Ryu is actually low on HP, can't commit to the turtle fight. But the side of I'm confused. Blue side is probably having an advantage. I think that blue. Okay, I'm not gonna say anything. Debbie, what do you think? I'm actually kind of like broken right now, like a broken record.
Well, we gotta stay disciplined like our referee discipline. I wanted to make that joke, but it didn't work, man. But yeah, I think they changed it now. There we go. Patkai. Wait, no, it didn't. Yeah, they did. Augustine, though, onto the Purify. I think it's definitely gonna be trying to turtle fight. Kurosaki will be able to take it out very, very fast and easy for him because it is a 3 after old, and Rowden didn't use any ultimate. But mid lane, look at the taunt.
That good taunt, but that's going to be a Valkyrie's descent into the enemy backline. I don't know what he's trying to do inside the tower, but they do clear out the minions pretty quickly. They are not going to be able to, maximize the capacity of that one good push, but again, they will find a way to use the Fury of the Phoenix to their advantage. That's the bravest fighter. A flicker forced out. Good fight overall for the side of Team Immanuel, but they did expend a few resources there. They might actually just have an advantage of, trying to push down the bot lane tower. Okay, they are going for it. Kurosaki and also Augustin are trying to look for a kill, but similarly, we've got like Prime Salman Khan actually going to the bot side, giving that vision to, I'm so confused right now.
Prime Salman Khan, this name's got me a little bit, but yeah, playing the Balearic again this time around against Carry, I think it's a bit fine because he's onto the Vengeance here. For Augustine to go in all the time, he's gonna have to be very mindful of that. He needs to know if Prime Salman Khan doesn't have the Vengeance or even the Chestai Cold Pauldron at this point, because he's definitely gonna be vulnerable there and he's gonna be killing himself if he does that. But other than that, every lane has been actually a bit 50-50 here, because even for the top side here, Lapu haven't been out of the lane as much, because this is what Musashi is doing against him actually, and Doryu haven't been able to walk out of his own turret, because if he does, he will be getting caught here. But hey, look at Prime.
We've got the Wrath of Dryad catching nobody, the Protraction Pulse 2 catching nobody, but the Fury of Phoenix gave a lot of value to his team. That's going to be Roden getting taken down by Kurosaki. They're going to try to follow through, but the Revitalize on the Grok keeps him healthy and alive. The rest of his team didn't really want to follow through with that team fight, so they just left it. They got the kill on Roden, and now they're going to take maximum value out of that. They're going to get the turtle too.
Turtle True, definitely free for the take-in, because Kurosaki will be, not just Kurosaki, Immanuel College, they just were so smooth with the rotation that they did onto the top lane side as well. And this is what the Freya provides, right? He provides a lot of regen there, and then he provides a lot of damages too. So whenever there's someone who tries to go near them, he was going to be running them down, and that's what they were fearing here. So Patkai, they're just going to be equalizing onto the lanes as much as possible and trying to not let anything go down here, because they know that when the Balearic is able to catch them, there's nothing that they will be able to respond with. But so far, it's gonna be so good for them, because
Patkai for Prime Salman Khan, he haven't been able to find a good rest of the Duran, which will be helping them get out the sustain, the stuns, the crowd controls, and even the damage.
Well, okay. Possible engage on the bot line. Okay, we've got a pincer trap attack. That's going to be a wasted ultimate. The tectonic charge is going to be wasted. Augustin low on HP. That's going to be Legun outsmarting the enemies and staying alive now. But 4 versus 2 in the top, mid side of the map. That's going to be Freya, kind of like in a, between a rock and a hard place. He's going to get immobilized and taunted, and that's a lot of damage onto him. He's going to be forced to go back. That's an Appraiser's Wrath, but too little damage for now at least. He didn't have enough gray HP to actually maximize the value on that and get the kill on the enemy. But all in all, a good team fight to the side of Team Immanuel College. They are kind of like balancing out the previous game with this game's performance.
Yeah.
While we are actually thinking about that, hey, Debbie, I have a little thing that I've been thinking about for quite some time now. This is like back when Belleric was reworked from a chubby, cute little, I don't know what he was back then. He looked like I think a bear. Yeah, he looked kind of like a bear, and he had a flower on his head. And then his ultimate, back in the old days when Belleric's ultimate was damage reduction for everyone around him, and and he had it immobilized instantly with his first skill. So the thing is, I expected the rework, actually, the first skill back then, for it to actually create bushes when he uses the first skill, yeah? I expected that because, it was kind of like unfinished, so you saw that there was something that he throws up in front, and then it just like does nothing back then. It was unfinished again, it was in the advanced server, and I expected him to have the ability to create bushes, and this just randomly popped back into my mind after so long. And I want Belleric to have a forward skill that allows him to make bushes around the map. At least 2 or 3, somewhat like Selena's traps. That would actually be so cool. But sadly, it never happened. Now, back to the game. I think Belleric is one of those heroes that actually has a niche, but many people just sleep on the fact that Belleric is a good hero.
Yeah, it is actually a good hero, and there are some instances where it's been picked into the top tier tournaments as well. But it comes down to the situation, right? It doesn't really happen into the first phase of the matches. It's like a surprise factor here. Third time in a row for the turtle take for the son of Immanuel here, Kurosaki, having so much better time than he did into the previous game so far. So they will be trading it out to the bottom lane here into the hands of Lagoon, able to take out the turret start there. Not much of an engagement will be coming through as well. Prime Salman Khan are trying to give out a bit of a vision here and there so that they will be not vulnerable in a position here, because he's actually babysitting 2 of the squishier marksmen onto his side. And yeah, when the longer they stay alive, the better it is for them to stay into the team fight, because here again they are waiting for the late game to come through.
Absolutely. And I really want to see who bought the Sky Piercer, because none of them have kills.
It's Granger. Yeah.
It's Granger, yeah, obviously. Okay. Yeah, duh. You said it. It happened. Granger gets himself the Sky Piercer. I wouldn't be sad if Kimmy got the Sky Piercer too, because both of them can actually maximize the value.
Yeah, they could, but it works so much better for the Granger. Maybe that's why they putting it all away into the hands of Granger. They're trying to make him as online as possible. See the way that they have been rotating onto their side, letting the Lapu Lapu does do his own job. Getting imprisoned in his own lane, because no matter what the situation is gonna be, and whoever rotates onto their side, they will be actually. He will be able to survive, because it's a Lapu Lapu after all. You cannot get taken down that easily, even if you have some burst potential. He's always have a way to walk out of there unscathed. So this is gonna be a good time for Lagoon to be playing up to the top lane, and maybe, just maybe, let Endorio free from his prison into the top lane.
I agree. All in all, right now, at least, Patkai College did have the first game. The momentum was actually pretty strong for their side, but now Immanuel College do have the overwhelming advantage right now. It's not like, not overwhelming, but it is definitely an advantage from what they had in the previous game. But, all in all, I think both of the teams are playing pretty safe. Immanuel College looks like they have more of chances of taking the turtle this time around. And Fredrin being lower, level than Suyu, I think that's going to be, one of the factors that actually let them take the turtle without any contest. Now they're trying to, maximize their value, trying to, cover up their weakness by pushing the top lane tier 1. And that's what Lagoon and also, Endo Ryu. I'm just gonna call him Ryu, bro. So Ryu actually might want to just go take that. Oh, they're trying to go for an ambush. Okay, they have an ambush. That's gonna be a big Wrath of the Dryad, but the Fury of the Phoenix actually keeps him alive. That's a good set by the ultimate of Freya, and okay, that follows through. But Freya is taking too much tower damage for unnecessary reasons. He will be taken down, and that's gonna be another one. Okay, and Ryu actually gets it. Surprisingly, they didn't give Legun that kill. Okay, all right,
It doesn't
it is what it
have
is.
to be worked. It's not. It's not. It doesn't have to work that way, man. You just take the Lord already. Just be walking together with the Lord and maybe play for your carry there. They don't have to do all of those because they're just wasting all the resources. And this is definitely going to be a free Lord here. No value whatsoever from this Lord. Patkai College will be able to handle this down. And we are nearing to the timer where the 10-minute will be coming through.
Oh.
Look at mid lane, though fearless.
That is a good kill, dude. That is a very good kill. Now they're able to actually take down all of the enhanced minions, so they're not going to actually worry too much about whatever Immanuel College are going to bring to the table. For now, at least, Freya's trying to push, but there's going to be one person trying to defend. They do get some value. They do get some value, dude. They do push the top lane tier 1.
Yeah, that's why the it's gonna be like so much better if they didn't throw. They could have taken at least the mid too, but yeah, they still have time to take out the mid lane as well because it's not that tanky anymore. It's gonna be low onto the XP as well, and will be getting taken down with the one more wave that can come to into the mid side as well. So, but calculates though they are nearing to the timer where it's already gonna be 10 minutes of the game. 3-3 still the score. Not much of a brawl that we have been witnessing just yet. But onto the other side, Augustine and then Siku and as well as Lagoon, they have been power farming, I would say. And I think Lagoon might eventually have more gold than Augustine as well. That can eventually come in handy for them. He already got 2 stack onto the Sky Piercer too. When he get 2 more stack, I think they will be ready to go and go for the fights.
I agree. Oh, well, that's all wishful thinking. We know that they can actually do it. All they need to actually focus on is execution. Well, for now, at least, we're going to get this beautiful screen in front of us where we have to actually wait for what the teams are going to be doing. But on that side note, Debbie, what do you think about the ability for Belleric to actually create bushes, like brushes, apparently, in the game?
Again, it's just like
Yeah, why not?
the grub with the wall, right? I wouldn't mind,
Yeah.
man. See, what would they be able to do with that? A very perfect ambush and pair it together with a Hilda. That
It
is
could
gonna
work.
be an unhealthy duo, but very good, man. It could.
So, yeah, so I was kind of thinking about this kind of recently too, like when they actually introduced dangerous grass and the broken walls, all of that. I thought that maybe Belleric getting that spell, like a possible spell, could actually be beneficial to his kit. But this is actually stemming from the whole idea where there's this hero from Dota 2 called Trent Protector who could actually spawn trees out of nothing. Yeah. So my whole influence from MOBA comes from Dota 2, and I would actually love for more terrain creation kind of like spells over anything else from heroes that already exist. I'm not asking for like new heroes to have their own mechanics, but like heroes that already exist to have unique mechanics that could actually make or change their whole gameplay to completely like rework the current meta. So I was kind of looking forward to some stuff like that.
Yeah.
But for now, the current situation of the game is pretty stable. I'm actually enjoying it. You can actually use every single hero to their fullest. Either you have to actually balance out their weaknesses, or you have to actually, dedicate a team building process to understanding the full potential of a hero. Okay, we've got 2 people getting knocked up. That's gonna be a good Wrath of the Dryad. Vengeance used up, but does not matter. That's gonna be Lagoon getting the kill on his counterpart, Augustin, in that little ambush that the side of Team Patkai College actually just built up there. That's gonna be very, very hectic.
That was a bit of a fast-paced fight coming into here. Musashi was not in a position that he will be
where he would be able to take anyone down and close enough for his teammate to
No,
follow
no.
up as well. It was
Oh.
surprising to say the least. But top lane, they might focus a bit onto them as well. The teams are rotating to Roden will know better than to take a fight right there because it's not gonna be a winning fight for them just yet because every of the resources is available still
Oh.
from the side of Immanuel there, mid lane.
That was a good pincer attack, but Belleric missed out the taunt. He was not able to actually secure that. Okay. Oh, the
Okay.
flicker has been baited out. That's good.
Oh.
Okay. What was the ultimate? The tonic charge, bro. Why?
Okay, that was just a trailer. I think both of them missed their skills. No flicker for the Granger already. It's gonna be 2 minutes where they have the green light to go for the attacks, right? So Musashi is not scared to go out into the side lanes this time around, even with the vengeance there. The Lord is already up, and both of the teams are actually very, very ready. Spells are still available for the side of Immanuel College. Meanwhile, no spell for Lagoon. There he is the main source of damage dealer, so they kind of have to slow down just a little bit, wait for the perfect timing to come through. And for Lilox even, he needs to have that tectonic charge. Oh!
That was a good traction pulse, dude. Catches the enemy mage. Zacian out of the picture. No ultimate anyway. So even then, like Zacian could actually be a very, very dangerous hero. But the passive not being even used up, that's actually kind of like very disrespectful. Zacian gets taken down by, the combo of Granger and Kimmy. That is very deadly. They start the Lord. And they're going to try going in for it. Kurosaki, low on HP, gets taken down. That's going to be a double kill. Lagoon gets double, actually. That Sky Pierce is actually coming in handy. He gets the triple kill. He's trying to go for the... Okay, he's going to go for the Maniac, probably? No. Appraiser's Wrath misses. Here, the Phoenix almost catches the Kimmy and does not. Kimmy's going to be alive for a bit longer now. Roden, Lagoon, and also Shiku are going to go directly to the Lord Pit and start taking the Lord. No contest from the side of Team Immanuel. Most of their, heavy hitters are all out of the picture. And the side of Team Patkai College, they're finally getting that momentum that they needed, like that they had in the previous game. 8-4. They've changed up the whole game and flipped the tables to their advantage.
Yep, that's what amazing is for Patkai College to into the later part of the game. They do really, really good here. Now they are finally showing signs of comeback. And Doryu would just want that even though he has been stuck into the lane for a while, he will be building up the Queen's Wings already. So that's going to be a bit of a tankiness that he can bring onto the table here when they are trying to go for those team fights as much as possible. But yeah, they don't really have the initial setter. He should be into the hands of Prime Salman Khan. And he's not onto the flicker just yet. But with the Lord coming into the bot lane side, I think they should be a take onto the bottom lane. They should know enough, Immanuel.
That's going to be a good route to the Dryad. Traction Pulse 2 to bring back the Grok. The Forced Ultimate, the TC, has been used up. The Lord marching down in the bot lane, pushes down the tier 2 in the bot and the mid 2. But the top lane, that's going to be one hell of a push. Musashi actually doing so much for his team, by the way. But all in all, they don't have the ultimate from the Grok. They can actually melt him down. It's only 20 seconds, though, because, obviously it didn't crash into anything. So he might actually have it pretty quick. No, he does have it back now. But the side of Team Patkai actually got a lot of value out of that Lord. They were able to push down 2 tier 2s. And now the tier 3s are open in 2 lanes. That's going to be very difficult for the side of Team Immanuel to deal with now.
That's why it's like no matter how much Lord you take into the early phases of the game, just one perfect timing onto the Lord will create so much space. And I think that's the same scenario for the side of Patkai College there. They gave out all of the turtles there, even gave out the turrets onto the top side as well as the bottom lane very early on. And then they are able to take out the Lord, but they easily got the turrets with that Lord too. And the only outer one standing is into the top lane side. Now for the side of Immanuel College there, they look like they don't have the better plan for this as well, because Patkai Colleges, the players haven't been overstaying their welcome that easily, and they are not even going for the fights unnecessarily. They are waiting for whatever set that Prime Salman Khan will be making, and there's always gonna be a follow-up because he's always together with Shiku and Lagoon, and Roden is just there to be a distractor.
I agree. Roden actually is doing a lot for his team, but surprisingly, it's mainly Prime Salman Khan, dude. Every single time they're actually going in for a team fight, it's always Prime Salman Khan that actually engages, and I think he's looking in to give vision, just standing there like a tree amidst the bushes. And bro, this guy's actually kind of dangerous. If you walk into a bush and you see a tree standing there, I mean, I would be Timbersaw. Okay, again, Timbersaw is that one hero in Dota 2 that has a fear of trees, and he's built his whole kit like. He
Okay.
made a automaton, body armor that actually
Uh,
shreds down trees. He can cut down trees everywhere. That's Timbersaw.
all right, I didn't know that exists because I'm just an ML player. But another lord will be going through into the hands of Patkai with the lack of contest coming through from the side of Immanuel. But is it gonna be a free lord? That's gonna be the question though, because
No.
Kurosaki is actually in a position where he can try to go for the steal. They are holding back.
They're trying it, but that's an Appraiser's Wrath, the Fury of the Phoenix. A little too late. They're going to secure the Lord, but they're going to lose out the Belleric. Prime Salman Khan's going to be taken down. That's going to be a good tectonic charge, but no follow-up. And that's going to lead to Grok getting, his immortality popped off. So Kurosaki running away. And that's Lapu Lapu.
Whoa.
Okay, Kurosaki's going to get taken down. And Lapu Lapu, I think right now, Ryu is actually doing pretty well. He was able to zone out the enemies. Okay, that's going to be a good wind of nature. But hey, you cannot stop both Granger and Kimmy from taking your life. That's going to be one more kill. 3 down for the side of Team Immanuel College. Lord marching down on the bot lane and enhanced minions in the mid lane. Will they be able to defend? Traction pulse.
Yeah, fearless. That's going to be another stack. Oh wait, never mind.
And another one, because that Freya is not going to survive against 5 people. That's the 4 people. Yeah, obviously. Prime Salman Khan's back in the base, doing tree things. He doesn't need to be there. He's a chill guy or a chill tree. He's just chilling in the base while his team takes down the tower, and the Nexus is down for the count. They are able to finish the game 2-0. A clean sweep.
Yeah. That's a clean sweep. Beautifully well done. But yeah, Lilouts, I think it could have been so much better if you bring the flicker and go for the sets rather than the revitalize. But yeah, I talked about Lagoon onto the Granger. He was able to do so well into the previous match that he's been playing. So I was actually wondering why Immanuel weren't banning out to the Granger, which was such a very good hero to go, especially against the carry in this scenario here. Early game was so much better from the side of Immanuel. They were doing everything right. Not much of a forced contest, nothing of a forced fight, but other than some bit stuff here and there, they haven't been overstaying their welcome that much. But it's coming down to the side of Patkai College when they were hitting onto the 10-minute mark where they got the Lord, the 12-minute Lord, and then they were able to find out the threats here, and they're slowly, surely building up the pressure, getting the itemization needed, and when they were coming online, there wasn't much of a tankiness that was onto the side of Immanuel that can defend and deflect any of their damages.
Absolutely. That was a very tough match to watch because, Patkai College, they did not engage in anything early on. And they actually gave that false hope to the side of Team Immanuel College for them to have the early game just to snatch it away from them in the late game. It was a very tough match to watch, but I liked how the side of Team Patkai played a very, very, very calm game. It was almost gentlemanly, and I actually appreciate that. That's how you play the game. You don't overstep. You don't actually just make mistakes. Prime Salman Khan, dude, the guy is an absolute beast.
Yes,
just having him on the team, I would actually be uncomfortable.
That's what we don't really know what's gonna be happening next, man, because this is gonna be a very good win from the side of Patkai College. The Immanuel did have a very good run with a lot of damage into the hands of Musashi and your Prime Salman Khan as well. But I mean, for Patkai, of course, they will be moving into the next round very, very cleanly well done, because they were playing the better game into this best of 3 series, ending in with a beautiful clean sweep. So we have one more today after this, right?
Yes, we do. We have another best of 3 waiting just for you guys. So just stay tuned. We'll be right back shortly.
Well. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. We are diving into the third match of the day, the third series, where we are yet to know which team will be moving forward toward the top four. Now, again, two of the teams have already qualified. This is going to be the third, and as we are closing down, the competition is definitely getting tense. And with that, it is going to be Peachy along with Debbie once again. Hello, Debbie. How are you doing?
I'm feeling good, Peachy, after casting the previous game this time. I'm also expecting the same scenario to happen with both of the teams. Very, very good into the discipline as well. My expectations are high. So let's see though. It's gonna be Kohima Science College versus Saint Joseph Jakhama. So let's see the bands what they will be doing here because we are gonna be seeing the almost rising to the popularity hero, the Xbox getting taken away.
Ooh, definitely look at them now again. That is one of our hero that is much needed. That too against a tanky heroes. And since the tank jungles are rampaging a lot in this time, so it is definitely a good thing that it is getting banned. And onto the same note, the teams are looking forward to pick tankiness onto their hands as well. So let's see what is it going to be. One last ban coming in. That should be a mage or possibly a marksman onto the safe side. Oh, that's going to be an EXP. Understandable. Again, a very good ban given the fact that the first pick is there onto your hands of your opponents and not yourself.
Right. Now they want to know that what kind of heroes that they will be able to use after the Pakito being banned away. The Freya is completely out in the open, but I feel like the Freya hasn't been finding so much success into the tournament. It's more of a hero that scales into the later part of the game that changes the pace of these tournaments so far. So I think they would not prioritize it, and there we go. They want to go for the hero, the Yif into the first pick. It's usually not recommended, but if it is a comfort hero and and you are very very good onto that, it is the best hero to go for because it still can be playable even with counter of lots of counters he got.
Definitely. Let's see what is it going to be for the other side trying to counter up an Eve. For the Eve to be picked as the first pick, the one main thing that they have is just for the tank jungle. They need a tank jungle to execute this Eve properly, or else we don't see that hero being onto the meta quite a lot. But let's see what is it going to be. Now that you know it is a Lapu Lapu along with a Zaytian. Again, there is a lot of scenarios to be talked about because Lapu Lapu he himself does have quite a bit of the counters, and one of the main counters I would feel like it's not a direct counter, but at the same time this is a hero widely taken against Lapu Lapu, the Yuzhong. I do remember Jue playing the Yuzhong, plays it out so wonderfully. So I'm kind of curious what kind of a gameplay will be coming in this match.
That's what we're all waiting for here. I think the Lapu Lapu and the Yuzong into the lane is becoming a skill matchup this time around. Usually, you would think that the Yuzong have a very good early game, but no, it's like Lapu Lapu already is all coming into the part where it's gonna be dependent on how well you are playing against it. So that's why I said it's gonna be a skill matchup. But this time around, I don't really like the Guinevere here in comparison to the other jungles because Minotaur have a lot of ways to try to cancel out the stuns and even the ultimate here. So they can. It's gonna be tough to work around the Guinevere here this time around, but they do have a combination with the Zetan as well, so that can come through here. They want a bit of a damage into the roam position as well. So let's see though onto the banning phases. With the Minotaur being picked so early on, I think for Kohima Science, they might ban away the jungles too. Even the Leomord Suyo can come to, or even the Baksha as well.
Oh, let's see. Let's see. What is it going to be? Now, again, back to the banning phase as well. Marksmen are gonna get targeted. I do believe the first marksman right there could be the Claude, the Monster, and Harry. Both the sides really took a very different approach, which really surprised me. But let's see if this works out or not. Best of three series, as usual. The teams are gonna go in all full mode. With that, Atlas out of the way for so that this Minotaur will have a bit of an easier time. But what about the Benedict? Still open.
Oh, right. The Balearic is still open. It's a very, very good counter for any kind of re-engagement potential heroes that can come to from any side. So I wouldn't be surprised if they actually pick it out here at this point too. I mean, ban it out here. Because Atlas is a very good ban. I feel like the Atlas can be neutralized by the Minotaur still, but they don't want to give them that much of a leeway here. So I think that's also one of the reasons why they have to ban it away. The Fredrin ban, which I did not expect to come through, or even the Carmilla on top of that. Maybe they are scared of the combination that the Carmilla can do with the Guinevere as well as the Jaitan. So it's very understandable, man. But yeah, into the roaming position, there are so many heroes that still left open, even if they ban away the Carmilla and the Atlas. Like you said, the Balearic can come through because they do need a very tanky frontliner, and they can also bring out the Hylos on top of that can actually go for the disengages whenever there is an engaged material coming through onto the hands of Kohima Science. So what do they go for here though? The marksman is still available for grasp. Even the carry is left open on and the god and the Herit as well. So what are their choices here?
Talking about choices, I do feel like a Claude versus Carry might be it right here. But at the same time, of Carry though, there's not much of a tanky heroes onto the other side. So I do believe it is still a bit situational. So even if you're not going in for a Carry, a Bruno works out very, very well as.
Mm-hmm.
So I do want to see that getting picked off. It's very rare that the teams actually go for a Bruno as to counter a Claude.
It's like you wanna outlane the Claude and have a good bully material onto the lane, and that's what they wanna do with the Bruno because it have a very decent amount of damage in comparison to the Claude in the early phases of the game. But yeah, with the jungles being banned away, the Heritage left open, and the Suyo also left open, which I was expecting to be banned into the other side, but they were scared of the Redden more than the Suyo, which is very understandable. So the last option for the roaming position has to be either the Hylos or the Balearic. But with the popularity of the Balearic in this tournament so far, I wouldn't be surprised if it's gonna be the Balearic here because it can actually play as a bit of a counter for the Herit as well because you can work around his demand first with your own crowd control and taunts, and I think that is the vision that they are seeing and trying to go for that. Very understandable. They might eventually have a good time to the early phases of the game because after all, they have a bit of a fighter into the jungle.
Definitely. Let's see what is it going to be, ladies and gentlemen. Team Kohima Science College versus Team St. Joseph's Jakhama are really ready to take it on and try to get a spot onto the top four. Do cheer for your colleges loudly and do let us know in the comment section as well. Which team are you supporting? More than team, which college? Because these are the teams who are representing their colleges. And yes, there is going to be a LAN. The finale will be held in a LAN, and teams
Jeez.
will be looking forward to that. Also, there's going to be a lot of events that are waiting for you. So do join our Instagram for all the news, and also don't forget the winner of the team will be winning a 1 lakh prize pool. So that means it's going to be divided to three probably. So that is still a big prize pool.
Yeah, it's very big for especially for college teams as well. So I'm sure their eyes will be set onto that. And these teams, Kohima College, Science College, and then Saint Joseph Jakhama, they will be very ready to go for their champion here. They would want to qualify onto the next round. They are so close and they wouldn't be able to get away with losing it here. Best of 3 series. Let's head into the game and see how the early game will be rolling it out for both of the teams, because if you look at the map, the XP, it will be dependent on how well each of the XP laners play that can control the early set of the game.
Definitely. Let's see into the Land of Dawn. Here we go. First match of the third series. The team is all ready to take and dominate. First blood though. Debbie, question to you. Who do you think?
Okay, top lane looks like the first blood might come through, but it's a 3v1 situation. What, Griezmann?
Oh, Oh, that was quite aggressive right there. But at the same time, they are not over. They're trying to take one more, the taunt right on point. And 6:30 p.m. will be in a safe spot as of now. Really liked how, it's like a push and pull, but team St. Joseph Jakhama will have to play a bit safe as of now.
Yeah, the early game wasn't you wouldn't think that the Lapu Lapu will be dying that easily. They were in a situation where they should be the one winning it out. But I feel like for the Belleric, 6:30 p.m. hesitated a bit. When he was popping out the revitalize, I think it would have been so much of an easier time if he had popped the revitalize that early on and tried to counter engage everything. A bit of a missed jump coming through from Zero May here, but the turtle is already at level 4 for both of the jungle is what they want to go for. Not much for the Suyo here, so the setup is what we are looking at. Carter needs to get the level 4, but 6:30 p.m. giving out a lot of vision here, trying to see where the position is going to be. Look at the dragon.
So, let's see. A Black Dragon form already popped at 6:30 p.m. Really caught on low right there. At missed 3 people. He's trying to survive. And no, Carter takes it away. Look at them. As of now, it's going to be Vivian who's going to be falling down because of the Fury of Phoenix. Cecil is
Ooh.
over 3 members taken down, and there's going to be the Carter with the double kill. Crazy amount of damage coming in.
Yeah, there was a crazy amount of damage and the re-engage potential coming through, but a perfect dragon being popped by Zue, I would say, because when the turtle or the lord are half HP, that's where the dragon should come through. And I think he understood his assignment so well. The timing and the calculation were perfectly on point. The zoning that he did onto the sides were perfectly amazing at that too. And on top of it all, I think 6:30 p.m. overstayed his welcome just a little bit. If they weren't going all in into the backlines, it could have worked well and so much better here. So the focus should be onto the top lane a little bit more here for the side of Saint Joseph there. But look at that.
And kill just one time on time. Look at that. This side of team Kohima Science is not leaving anything. As of now, there's Zero Mai who's trying to get away from the Mineral Fury. The Wrath of Diet also comes in at the right moment, but at the same time, it is Suyu who is taking away too much of the kills right there. The snowball really being good on his hands.
Yep, Snowball is currently rolling down for the side of Saint Joseph there. They are trying to be as fast as possible into the way that they are playing the game because they know that the Yuzhong will come in handy if it gets to the Snowball potential. And they know it too, and they are playing it so well here. Look at that.
Oh, Jue taken down. Now again, I don't like how the mage is also farming up, giving so much kill to a Zaytin as well. Could be proving fatal. Let's see what is it going to be. Now that the mid control is trying to shift away into the hands of Cecil. So let's see what is it going to be. A turtle's gonna be very soon. Zero May. Okay, that's just the time.
That's a tank, so it's either way, it's gonna be fine. But first build onto the DHS for Jay-Z there onto the Claude. He wants to melt down the frontliner from the side of Saint Joseph. Saint Joseph Jakhama there. But yeah, it's still gonna be so much better if he's able to get that Trinity. That's what they are waiting for here. The Lord will be set up by the side of Kohima Science College there. They are trying so hard to gain momentum with this turtle because they know that they are the one with the tankiness and the better set. And they don't want to give out the Suyo any more turtle because they know that they will be getting Snowball out of hands. But one kill onto Sui was actually narrowing down the goal that they will be accumulating, and that was absolutely fine for them.
Definitely look at them. They're trying to do something more. And with that, let's see. Oh, Zero Mai taken down. The turtle goes down. Oh, I do want to see which side takes it away. But at the same time, look at them. They are not stopping. It's 2-4-1. That is crazy.
2-4-1 and to the score with more deaths coming through. 7-4 is the overall score here. Griezmann able to rotate onto the top with the perfect retaliation that they did onto the pit. But now with them available online here, the goal has been sifted down. No more much of a lead coming through from the side of Saint Joseph Jakhama yet. But on the other hand, they still have time to play around the map because Jui and Flawless, they changed down onto their lane so that they will be able to go for the next turtle fight. This is definitely going to be so much better for the side of Saint Joseph Jakhama if they are able to pull it off, because they need the dragon with the better fight to come through and get the turtle so that they will be at least having a lead.
Definitely look at them as of now. Mid lane are kind of in a trouble, but at the same time, he was right there on time. So let's wait and watch what is it going to be, because Claude is yet to farm up. There is not much difference between Flawless as well as Rise. So we will have to get to know what they are kind of plotting in, given the fact that it is already into the hands of Team Saint Joseph Jakhama. Look at that, a bit of a stun coming in with the taunt. This so you cannot take it in. Zinc falls down and 6:30 p.m. still right there. He's trying to deal something damage, but 6:30 will be the first one to fall down. I mean the second one. And Joy is trying to get out of the way. The mobility is just not there. Wait a minute. Purify comes in for Cartier. He's just on a safe position.
Yep, half of the members on both of the sides have been taken down there, but I feel like it's still more into the hands of Kohima Science College that is coming on top with the turtle already open, and with their jungler still alive. Jerome will be able to get onto this turtle. Not much of a contest will be coming through from Zing as well, which is completely unnecessary because he knows that he will not be able to enter into the Lord Pit too. But now the goal is equalized now. 1k more into the hands of Kohima Science there. They know that they will be able to win out into the later part of the game with the Cloud if they have enough goal onto their hands. And they have been fighting in a very good position where they are making sure they always pick out Dewey as well. So they know the damage is coming through here. Carter though onto the Sky Piercer with an Eve. I don't know. I don't know about that, man.
Oh, again, the EU is trying to pick up something right there, but at the same time, it is not coming in properly. Like they need a bit of a time onto their hand, and while Flawless has been very busy farming. I mean, of course, Marksman needs the farm, but I don't like how Kohima Science is actually trying to get for the gang. That is too scary to know if you're where your enemies is. And as of now, Kohima Science losing out onto the kills disadvantage. They need to come up with something. They need to come up like they had the team fights onto their hands, but when it's come to 1v1 or even 2v2, they are losing it.
Yep, that's what. Looking at the map so far right now, to the top lane side, a bit of a focus coming through from Zerame as well. Nope, the Purify is still there for Flawless, so even if he gets him upon, I'm pretty sure he'll be able to survive for a bit. But the Markboy is still there, but hey, he didn't! He got
Oh,
taken down Flawless. Top lane
oh.
still?
Oh, it's not over. Look at that. The Rise, though, he's missed so many members. He's trying to not get taken down by the flicker. Grisbet, he knows where to jump in. There's a bit of a Purify coming in from Carter as well. Carter, he's trying to get out of the way. I think this is the time you need, but they'll level up right on time. Look at the damage. Look at the ganks as well. They're not over. They're trying to go in for the Yuzhong, who's just healing it up. Where is the anti-heal? Mega kill for Zero Man.
Jerome doing so good with the way the rotation have been made, with the cams perfectly on point, with the positioning that he have been able to control. That has been the game changer for the side of Kohima Science. They know that their win con can come through if they are able to get out onto the side lanes as much as possible. And now with Jerome already online, and they will be managing the top lane as well. One turret down onto the mid lane as well, onto the bottom on as well. So now with the Lord coming through here, this must be a safe time for the side of Kohima Science College to get these turrets, to get this Lord down. But they have to be patient just a little bit, because they don't want to go for the 50-50 contest, because they are under the lead. They should be the one trying to get a bit of a pick off there.
Definitely. Let's see if it's going to happen or not, given the fact that it is the Lord who has just jumped in into the land of God. And with that, the teams are looking forward to Zing, though he tries to jump in very, very first into the team fights and will be eliminated as quickly as possible. But this time around, playing it safe. Look at him. He thus gets managed to get out of the way because of the reason there is too much crowd control. There's no one baiting it out. And on top of that, the team members are waiting for that out of the mid lane. They take away the main member, the set maker from the side of Team Saint Joseph Jakhama. And an easy load onto their hands.
Easy lore into their hands. That's what I was expecting from the side of Kohima Science College to do. But there might be something onto the hands of the Minotaur there. What is he doing?
Oh, don't like that. He's trying to go in, but no, that is going to be Zing trying to get away from that rise. He pops up his BMI, doesn't connect there very well, but at the same moment, that is Vivint taken down. One for none. Team Senjo's Jakhama will have to go for the defense.
Yep, they have to go for the defense now because they have been throwing quite a lot into the game as well. Late game, Vivan playing like that is not really necessary there because you always need to have a follow-up person to do that here. And it's not really a good idea to go for the contest when you don't hold the retribution on your hand. So now with the Lord coming down to the bottom lane side with the outer turret still available onto the side lanes, this will be a very good take onto the turret for both of the lanes there. They might eventually focus onto the one lane first and then try to go for the other lane next because best case scenario, they might eventually be able to reach out one of the inhibitor as well.
Definitely look at them. Inhibitor is really, really important for the side of team Kohima Science, and they are trying to get it on as quickly as possible. Really love how they are, playing it onto better save node, but on the back line, the Wrath of Giant so much, along with Brisbane
Ooh.
taking on too much turret damage where he can actually jump onto the Yuzhong. He tried to get his on, but there's going to be a revitalize for him, saving it up, and he used up all of his time there trying to make a distraction for the team so far. Looking quite good.
Oh.
Look at that, 12 kills.
Yep. 12 kills to 16 is the score here right now, but the engages were almost looking too perfect for the side of Kohima Science, and then for the side of Saint Joseph Jakhama as well. They were almost looking like they could have a very good comeback, but they couldn't take anyone from the side of Kohima Science down, and that will not be turning in favor for them as well because they'll be losing out onto the side turret, onto the top base turret, and that's gonna be opening a lot of ways for Kohima College Science College to play around with. Flawless laid onto the Holy Crystal. It's already the 13th minute of the game, which says a lot about the goal that he did not have. So they have to be careful. But now at least he does have the damage already into his side. So even if they want to go for the team fights, they have to have a way to try to split them apart.
Definitely. Let's see if that comes in through or not, given the fact that Yu Zhong, though, I feel like he's just using up his sweet time right there onto the air. Maybe, there was a time that they could have gotten the Lapu Lapu, at least could have made it the trade really good. But no, look at them. They're trying to go in for more. That's going to be 6:30 p.m. But his teammates too far away as a tank. You really need to be mindful of your teammates. And this time around, that is going to be Kohima Science College taking giving the advantage to the other side.
Yeah, they are giving every bit of advantage that they could here. With the lore already up yet again, there might be a bit of a control coming through from the side of Saint Joseph Jakhama there. They're trying to hold on to the lore as much as possible. But then, even with the death of 630 there, they still have the long range. This might be a free inhibitor. They should gamble whether they should take the lord or give out a one base turret.
Oh, let's see what is it going to be. Look at them. The teams are not giving it away as well. Zing taken down and talking about the same. It is 4 members taken down. That was too much of a advantage onto the other side. But hey, defense could be possible. But at the same time, you
Yeah.
need to defend your base. You need to buy out some time. The Yuzhong is really good at that. But how long? Because he's just the only person. And look at Rise, who is targeting the base so sweetly. As of now, there is Vivian who is trying to do the same as well. There's a lot they have taken it away and trying to make sure to, leave it out. At least they could have gotten 1 or 2, inhibitors or even some damage right there. But no. What a victory coming in. That's going to be Team St. Joseph Jakhama getting a good victory.
Yeah, perfect victory coming through here. There was a fine and dandy gameplay coming through from the side of Jakhama there. But yeah, there was amazingly well done. They were able to pull something off across the board. It wasn't that much of a throw or a necessity coming through from both of the teams here. But they played so well. They played the cards actually very well. They do understand what they are doing with the lineup that they had so far with the combination of to their draft as well. But yeah, who's gonna be getting the MVP here? It's gonna be 6:30 p.m. onto the Balearic here. I think this is a very annoying hero. They were banning away the roamers, but they forgot to ban the Balearic there. I would say it was a very good contest, right? And I feel like it could have been better if they have to take it away. Zerome, though, it was a stellar performance coming through from his side, actually, because he's been doing so good with the setup. Early game was looking a little iffy for them, but once he was coming online with the tankiness that he had, he was able to find trades all across the board and equalizing onto the goal as well.
Definitely. The victory was getting pushed and pulled by both the sides. Both the sides really tried the best as well. They made sure to get as much as possible. But in the end, we both know this is Mobile Legends 5v5 and
Yeah.
only one can hope win. So, yep, that's going to be Team St. Joseph as of now. Jakhama winning it out. Oh, but it is still not over. Best of three. Let's dive into the next match. That's going to be the second match of the day. Debbie, Marcel getting banned. Look at that.
Yeah, they want to ban out Marcel again for the side of Kohima signs. Uh, they don't they don't maybe fare well with the Marcel that much. That's why they have to take it away again and again. But other than that, it's still completely fine. It's a very bannable hero because it can also negate out everything of a good stats coming through from your side most of the time, like even onto the Atlas or even the Kalea. It's a very annoying hero, man. But yeah, for Saint Joseph Jakhama, there are so many heroes to ban. The Freya is there, the Paquito is there, and even the Akai. So there's so much. What did they choose? Zetian instead? No, only in Nagaland tournament. Man. This is what we will see.
Definitely, was not expecting that. Paquito phobias, that's something I do want to see heroes getting banned. But hey, still, on to the last match, the Zaytian really had a good performance as well. So that
Mhm.
was something they don't want to see under the next match. And maybe they are trying to close down a lot of hero pool as well. So let's see what is it going to be. So far, that is going to be, I do believe the EXP laners are going to get targeted now.
Yeah, not really. So I think even if they want to put a bit of a damage into the XP side as well, it will be working out. It will be dependent on what kind of synergy you have with your mid lanes, right? That's how the game usually goes into the early phases here. They ban away the glue though, which is like something not I'm not expecting. But yeah, when we talk about not expected, it's the always gonna be the Zetian there. The Paquito is still available. They can actually ban away because there are some squads that really love playing the Paquito, and I think you do not want to take your chances there. So even remove out the Paquito as well, or maybe even the Jushin, no?
Yep, 100% right there. Very good hero. So maybe we will be getting a Zushin ban as well. But that is much more of a red side ban. So I do believe we will be not seeing that. But hey, this is new. A Khalif getting banned. Looks like Team St. Joseph Jakhama have done their homeworks really well. They know what they are banning.
They know what they are banning. They are trying to prioritize onto the heroes that can actually create such a big nuisance into their jungle here as well. I mean, they had that early game momentum, but they did lose it out very early on. So I don't know what kind of combination that they wanna go here this time around. So let's see though what will be they for the side of Kohima Science. What will they go for here into the banning phase? There's still the Freya, like we said, or even the Paquito as well. But Bellaric can also be a good option. Oh, they go for the guard, no problem. They might want something of a tankiness into the jungle this time around, I guess.
Definitely look at that. We definitely got back. I was kind of expecting it, given the fact that Team Saint Joseph Jakama are really trying to close down the mage hero pool. Maybe another mage getting banned up, but there is quite a junglers who are yet open. That what is crazy that I have not seen these teams playing out the tank as well. Maybe in this match.
Mm, okay. Oh, I like that they ban away Guinevere, you have to have a good target. They already know that this hero will be becoming a bit of a problem for their side, so they just have to bend it away. Very good adaptation coming through from both of the sides actually. But first pick is left open. BT. There's so many heroes that are so good here, but if you think about it, oh, they don't want to play the Paquito. They want to play the Juxin instead. So is Paquito not the pride for these two teams?
Oh my goodness, it looks like that is the case, given the fact that we have not seen a Paquito from the last few times. But hey, there you go. It's gonna
Uh-huh.
be a Paquito coming in finally. But
Okay.
first pick Paquito also, you do have a lot of counters for you. So I think now that it's not a first pick, still the EXP laners are open. So
Uh-huh.
we will be seeing those counters coming in. So let's see what is it going to be.
Yep, with the Paquito being here, I think that's gonna be so much better for them to go for another utility into the jungle here because they already have a damage, they already pick away the Claude. And Hylos I like because Hylos is like a hero that you wanna stand into the front line with so that at least you will be able to have a very good chance in having someone that can open up the map or even open up the vision so you'll be able to play around with that. I wouldn't like the Granger here though. The carry will be so much of a better choice, or even the Harris into the gold lane against a Paquito. I don't know, there are so many. The squeezies are very much gonna have a lot of pressure if they are playing against a Paquito, so they need that kind of protective frontliner there. They have with the Hylos and they opt to go for the Moskov. I don't mind with the Moskov actually, it's fine.
Definitely. So far, looking quite good with the picks. Like they have kind of going in for the bit of a late game, which is a good
Mm-hmm.
sign because early game the Zushin will be having a bit of a control. And talking about the mid to the late game, there is going to be the jungler as well who's taking away a bit of a snowball as well. Both the teams, talking about it, really love to take the snowball, be it Zing or even be it Zero May. So let's see if those kind of picks do come in here or not. So far, one last pick coming in, Valir. Okay, not
Ah.
here expecting against a Zushin. Wanted to see a Lilia though.
Lilia could have been so much better under the clearance, but now that I understand it, they want to ban away the court instead of that. But Valir, though, I don't know. They kind of needed a bit of a range to go against the Moskov, but yeah, I think they just want to let the Paquito and the Cloud handle that Moscow here. So with the Valir being picked, I think it's more of them focusing on what kind of hero Zerome will be bringing because his Grenadier is already banned away. They might eventually pick up the hero that is into the utility side and they might want to handle that utility already with the early Valir pick. But looking at the bans, they are banning away all the utility jungles. Only the Boxia still left open.
Understandable. You do want those kind of heroes to be open, and Zero May as well as Zig really good at their jungle role. So they are actually trying to go on those kind of bans. So far, since a lot of junglers have been targeted right here, I do believe we may be reverting back to the assassins. So let's see if the assassins do come in or not. Is it going to be a Hayabusa? Because Zing, if I'm
Oh.
correct, he did play up a Hayabusa.
Sure. I wouldn't mind a Hayabusa to come through here actually because it can. Oh, never mind. They wanted to go for the Lucas. I don't know. Hayabusa could look good here against the Juxin and the Moskov, right? That's why I wasn't even minding it. But yeah, early games should be better for the side of Jing here because they have a Lucas. They should have an early game into their back because if they don't, it's definitely gonna be a very much disadvantages onto their side here. So Jerome, what would he wanna go for here? Because all the utility jungles are banned away. The Buckside is also gone. The Buckside is still open, but maybe he wants to opt to go for something onto the damage side. It's not really recommended to play the Fanny these days, but hmm. It can actually be used as a side lane pusher. So what would he go for? Yuzong though, very solid choice against the Valir as well. He's actually going for the Fanny. Oh, okay, let's go.
That is definitely crazy. Hero that is coming in. Long time no see. I was not expecting as well. Like, I really love how that is a trump card for the other side, and they do want to show when they are on a losing side. So let's see what
Yeah.
is it going to be for Zero May, because there is a lot of chances that he may be getting invaded. There's no early game so far. So talking about the invade, especially from the tank and the
Mhm.
mate, but so as to taking his creep from the small ones is highly possible. So let's see if that happens or not. Ladies and gentlemen, let's dive into the match point for Team St. Joseph Jakhama, and let's see if they are able to win it out or not. With that, are we ready for a match?
Let's go heading into the land of dawn, man, because everything is in jeopardy for one side, and one side is close to the winning side as well. But yep, it's gonna be a very, very crucial for the early game to come through for the side of Saint Joseph Zakama, because they have a hero that is mainly focused onto the snowball potential. Because Lucas, if you're not gonna be snowballing, you don't have the prior onto the turtle that much. And if you don't have the prior onto that turtle, you won't have the tankiness that you have and you need. And I want them to have that early game momentum going crazy for them, because it's a Kufra into the room, which is a very new introduction into this tournament as well. And the Kufra does a lot of damage on top of that. So let's see how they will be able to figure it out, because Kohima Science, they are already 1 point lead.
Definitely. Let's see what is it going to be. As of now, we will be looking forward to the first blood as well. And with that, first blood may be coming into the hands of the mages. I really love the position coming in from the Valir, and the Zushin needed the help from the tank just to clear the lanes.
A bit of a help into the, oh wait, there might be a bit of an invade coming through from the high lows as well. 6:30 p.m. Okay, not really recommended, but when you play FNE, you usually want to go and steal onto the small cam, that bear, onto the opponent's side, so that at least you'll be able to deny it. But I feel like they already know that they're starting with the red bar, so not much of an invade will be coming into the hands of Zero May just yet, because he knows that he cannot be able to invade onto the much tankier counterpart, even though he's an assassin. So the focus might eventually shift onto the bot lane side as much as possible, because they have a Yuzong, and you want to play with the Yuzong and get him to the level 4 early on, so that at least he will be able to stay and start the team fight, especially during the turtle fights.
Definitely, let's look forward to what is it going to be, given the fact that we still don't have a first blood, and on top of that, the teams are looking forward to that. Oh, the jump dust gets missed out by Vivian, but Zenk, he's right there. He's trying to go on to his beast mode, but the window of opportunity just jumps out of that. And with that, Debbie, we are gonna see a total.
Yeah, turtle fight can come to here. Level 4 is completely necessary for both of the side lanes, especially into the hands of the Yuzhong there. But a bit of a control coming into the mid side kind of helped them for Saint Joseph and Jakhama to have a better chance into the contest of this. But they are not the one contesting. Look at that Fanny though.
Oh, look at them. Look at them. They're not over. Fanny really trying to get as much as possible. And on top of that, they are trying to make sure to Vivian to be taken down. The Petrify combo comes in for him, but no, he will be pushed in the team fight back again, and he's gonna be the first blood. Zing as well, he's trying to look forward to something more, and since there is no tank for his side, Zero May will be having an easier time unless Zing jumps in with a clutch steal, which is kind of not possible because of Grisman.
Yeah. You don't usually see this kind of contest onto the turtle when you are a Fanny. It's more into the hands of the Lucas here. But with them losing out onto the side lanes, onto the bot side, onto the mid side getting a kill on top of that, make it so much easier for the side of Kohima Science College to have a better chance onto the turtle tech. And this will eventually giving them a bit of a goal lead into their hands, especially more favorable for their goal laner. Their carry will be not carry. The Moskov has to stay so much into the back position where he can actually free farm a little bit. At least he won't get taken down, but his gold will be rising consistently. That's what they were trying to play around with.
Definitely. Let's see what they are trying to do. Look at them. Turrets are gonna be a little bit slow for now since there is a gold shield, but flawless. He needs to farm up. The same goes in for Rise as well because as a Moscow, your farm will be cut off and you will be needing a bit of a support. Now again, the tank is much more not coming in for the top lane because it is still a Moscow early game needs 3 items at least to deal that substantial amount of damage. Vivian, okay, he does get spotted on. And Cecile, though, he's all alone, not like that. But 6:30 p.m. spotting it out. Wow, that's going to be
Okay.
0 by 8. Trying to go in for Flawless, who just positioned himself so well right there. Vivian also loses up a bit of a jump right there.
That was a bit of a close call here, but very perfect maneuver coming through from the side of Zerome as well, trying to tease out just a little bit so that at least they will be able to waste one of the resources. And I think they baited out the beast form, so that's gonna be a very good sign for the side of Kohima Sign still, but not much out of there because it's gonna be a bit neutralized. The turtle rather will be coming through into the 10 seconds of the game, which is what they would want to set for here in this time around. Saint Joseph Jakhama will try to be the one with the advantage onto the set of this turtle here because they need this turtle. They cannot last without this turtle. The Fanny can actually do without it, but onto the other side for the Lucas, he needs to have this turtle. Look at that.
Okay, let's see. What is it going to be? One member out of the way. That's going to be the Hylos. And on top of that, Echoritas connects so well. But he cannot enter. 3 people are right there. And this time around, Kohima Science College is not getting any chance to enter the turtle. And that goes into the hands of the Zushin looking quite low though. Vivian opening up the map as much as possible. But Grisman is right there at the corner.
Yeah, that was a bit fast move then coming into, but I don't know why 6:30 p.m. was there. It will be completely fine to not just go for the turtle man because you have a Fanny. The Fanny does so much better when you have a kill pressure instead of the turtle there. But he did lose his life like that. Not much of a trader, so it's still gonna be fine. But he's still in a very very bad position where he might be getting caught here. 3-4 of the members of the side of Saint Joseph Jakhama are there. That might be a bit of a pressure coming to the Cobra as well, but no shredding just yet, so they will have to back away. Not much of an engage will be done here, but top lane though, Jerome.
Oh, really liking that. And on top of that, Jerome has been constantly targeting Flawless right there. A jump does get missed out. Rice, he does get the golden crab. Wait a minute, Zeng. He's so aggressive. Gets slowed down because of the glorious pathway. Vivian jumps in with a flicker. There's a purify from the Zushin as well. Wait a minute, a bit of a stun as well as the butterfly packs. Oh, wow. Vivian. My goodness, they're not over. Zeng takes down Grisman. Flawless tries to jump in as well. First at 6:30 p.m., but too late for that.
Yep, 6:30 p.m. will be taken down. That's gonna be double kill for Jue onto the between the turrets there. But yeah, that's what the fight were entailing, and this is definitely gonna be a good sign for the side of Kohima Science. But then Saint Joseph Jakhama are trying to find trades out across places here because they are able to take out kills and the turrets as well. Mid lane is what they would want to focus on. If they take this mid lane, then eventually their goal will be shifted massively into the hands of Saint Joseph Jakhama there. But a bit of a trade out already suffered there onto the bot lane side from Jerome, able to take onto the turret as well as the blue buff. He's just gonna be trading out with his buff, so it's completely fine here with the turtle coming out again. Look at the mid lane.
No, once again, that's going to be Grisman taken down. He jumped in too aggressively right there and will be punished for that. They are trying to take a bit of more, I guess, but the more will be the turrets.
Yeah. And Turtle with the charges coming through Tyrant's Rage, Jerome, not really a good idea to try to contest it as well, but he's already a level 11 in comparison to the level 8 onto Zing. Can he go in though?
No, let's see. Look at that. Zing takes away the turtle right there. He's trying to go in for more with the glorious pathway. It's just proving it too tight for him to actually jump into the team fight, and with that, stealing away a bit from the Fanny. This is going to be looking good. On to the other hand, that's going to be the mid lane being targeted. Let's see, what is it going to be?
Yeah, the mid lane is actually very, very low now for Kohima Science. So they need to have an answer to this. They need to have a good control onto their lanes because they've been losing on to the side. They have been losing on the mid again. Look at the jump though.
Oh, into the mid lane. They take away the mid lane. Vivian's trying to find that opening. Oh my goodness! The flicker punch from Jouet. He's trying to get out of the way with the crowd
Okay.
control. He did manage to get out of the way, but there's a bit of a chase. Kupra with the bouncing falls trying to make sure that he would be taken down. Oh, what a kill coming in. That was so perfect.
This was perfectly well done. Kohima Science did not really have the response for what Jue can do onto the Paquito. He was suffering with the Yuzhong and give him the Paquito, but look at that, Jerome.
Oh, that's not over. Jouet taken down. I do believe he just overextended himself a little bit more. And with that, they're not trying to make sure Zeroma will be having those, farm in his hands.
Yeah, and now looking at the map so far, a bit of a vision coming through from Vivant again onto the Kufa, able to set so well, so he knows that he is not that vulnerable there. He can survive because his friends, his teammates are always around his vicinity, and they will want to do that too. And with the Fanny playing around the map, they would want to go for the split push potential as well. Top lane.
No, not looking good. Once again, flawless though. Zeroma with low HP, with low mana energy is not getting a chance. Flawless every single time we have seen is just moving away so safely. That is crazy.
Yeah, that was crazy. And then, the amount of times that Zerame is trying to get a kill onto Flawless just says a lot about the focus he had on him. And he's being able to survive for a long while now. With a good KDF 103 as well. This is a Claude against a Fanny, and you don't expect him to be doing this well against it either. So, I'm kind of I'm kind of feeling good for Flawless as well. But with them losing onto the mid side, this have to be a very, very good control onto the lore for the side of Saint Joseph Jakhama there. They will be able to start onto the lore here, even though they are lacking into the. Oh, look at the jump.
630 taken down, a tank down before the Lord. Saint Joseph Jakhama will be trying to go for the Lord as quickly as possible. Look at that, Zerome taken down. Like, imagine a hero has the mobility, has the cables, can immune a bit of a crowd control, soft crowd control, and still that is just too much. Saint Joseph Jakhama, my goodness, taking away the first Lord. They are looking forward for the inhibitor or possibly more.
Yep, they are trying to look for something out across the board with the Lord marching into the bot lane side here, freely taken from the side of Saint Joseph Jakhama there. Their Claude is free into the farm as well. Not much of a pressure onto him on top of that because he's been playing so safe. Anyway, with the ganks coming through from Zerome, he's been able to survive for a long time, which make it so much fun for him mentally to not be scared of the Fanny anymore, and he's letting his guard down a little bit. But yeah, with the Lord onto the bottom lane side, they can find onto the mid side here, take it down, and go for a bit of an inhibitor on top of that.
Let's see if that happens or not, because the Lord though is still coming in, and on top of that the lane synchronization really looks good. Mid lane taken down, there's the Holy Shield left, so that means they can get a good amount of defense. But Joey though, this time around, does he have a flicker? No, he doesn't. He doesn't, but Vivian jumps in. That's going to be Grisman with the Black Dragon. 630 does get caught on, but he does have the immortality. But Claude, such a bad luck for him. He will be the one falling down. And compared to that, I think it is Kohima Science, even though they did not get much. Still, I feel like they have won this trade just because Flawless had a bad timing there.
He was caught in between a rock and a hard place where he's diving into that. Not really recommended to do that as well, but the blue buff will be in jeopardy here. Saint Joseph Jakhama are not letting anyone do anything with the blue buff here. The Fanny will be buffless this time around. A bit of a protection onto their own buff from Saint Joseph Jakhama as well, because they know that the Fanny will be in need of the blue buff, and when he tries to get that blue buff, he will be going for the engages. Bot lane though?
Oh, let's see. Okay, bot lane, there's just the Valir trying to go for Zero May, and my goodness, 1v2 situation ain't it unless you are a bit confident. Like, Zero May does have the damage, does have the chance, but your teammate needs to be opening up that, and I don't see that coming in. Like, I get it, you're trying to go in for a split push. And as a Fanny, you are absolutely right doing that. But against a 1v2 situation, nah, that would have been a straight up backwards towards the base.
A bit of a good engages starting to come through from the hands of Jing, not just Jing, Carter and Vivant. They know that they will be able to get a kill onto the Fanny as well. Jerome will not be expecting that kind of move coming through from Vivant as well, and I'm pretty sure he doesn't know that they are there. But with all the lanes being frozen upon, Saint Joseph Jakhama, they are looking so much better than they did into the previous game, and they will be able to find something out here because the Lord is up again. They will be trying to set for the long lanes as much as possible. They cannot go for the engages right now because they don't want to risk anything out. Stay disciplined, try to wait for the Lord to come up and join them away or use it as a bait even.
Definitely, let's see if that happens or not. Vivant caught down right there, really not liking that position. Will be taken down. You are a tank without a support, and this is what you get when you make these kind of plays. Look at them. Team Senjos and Jakhama are trying to make a comeback, but Kohima Signs, they are a bit behind. Like, talking about the resources, the neutral objectives, they have not gotten it very well right from the minute two, but as of now they are trying it with the split push. It might be working in very well, but still a bit of 50-50 since it's just the inhibitors left and the Lord is jumping in.
Yeah, the Lawrence onto the mid lane side here. Again, the inhibitors might be into the focus here, both for the side of Saint Joseph to come out there, but they do not really want to go in. But a bit of damage coming through into the hands of Flawless. He might be going in with...
Oh no, a stun! Stun for 6:30 p.m. and that's a kill into the hands of the lead. Zero May really pushed down those minions, really did a good job on, clearing out the synchronization because Hensos of Jakhama really good with the minions. Grisman trying to buy out some time because the mid lane is looking quite low. Vivian taking out too much damage as well. Look at them. They will be expecting more minions now.
Yeah, they're expecting more of a minions, but onto the bot lane, that might be... Oh!
My goodness, the knock-up so perfect coming in. That's going to be the Moscow really popping it off. Look at that.
Okay.
He goes in for 3. He gets 3, but Joe does manage to get a kill as well. Jerome does get the burn damage and the one basic attack. All it took for Carter to take the killing spree. 2 members down for 3. Kohima Science did a very well job, but they are yet to expand their and paint the map blue.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, they already lost all of their outer turrets there, so only the inhibitors are standing. They have to be very mindful of what kind of trades they would want to make it out here. And it's not for Jinxos, Joseph, Zakama, they're not making it that easy though. They're not letting the minions pour in so that they will not be losing out onto the side, onto the goal, giving out the goal into the hands of Kohima Science as well. So they're putting it a lot of work here. They are handling the situation so good here because they know that the Lord will be coming through again. They still have the advantage because they are so tanky at this point. No amount of damage is coming through from the side of Kohima Science has been able to take them down just yet. So they have to play around that just a little bit, onto the flank, onto the top lane side as well. Sue trying to go for the macro split here, but yeah, they are doing so much better because look at the bot lane side. Joseph, Jakhama, they are playing onto the long lane, setting up for the Lord as much as they can.
That is definitely true. Look at them. As of now, they are trying to do a bit of a damage towards the turrets as well. But that's going to be really, really slow, given the fact that even though you are seeing Zero May trying to go for a bit of a split push, still getting zoned out so badly right there. Onto the same note, look at that.
Okay.
I don't think he's gonna get out alive, and Joy does not survive. That is definitely a lot. But hey, it is still not over. Flawless. The SOD connects onto him. That's going to be Rise onto the back lane. Going for Zing. Zing needs to be taken out. 18. Kohima Science wants to take this Lord. Zero May also very low. Tries to go for the mid lane. Flawless.
Oh no.
For the chase. Loses his life as well. Hylos loses out the immortality. And Kohima Science, what a way to take the Lord. Will they be getting it over?
Yeah, we have to see how they'll be able to get it. But Grisman,
definitely a good sign, man. But this was a perfect comeback from the side of Kohima Science there. They were able to get a lot of trade outs, but still, for Saint Joseph, they are still into the control here because they are the one who have the more tankiness and a more reason scenarios there. It would have been so much better if Griezmann was able to survive. Then I don't know how he died in the Zerome would have been a perfect trade out. But yep, still not really the best scenario for them. Saint Joseph Jakhama still into the hole of the gold as well as the neutral objective because they have the Lord so far right now. They'll be able to take it down. It's an evolved Lord for the first time in this game.
Definitely look at that. Kohima Science College had it onto their hands but gave it all away for St. Joseph Jakhama. They're not stopping it, and that's going to be Zing taking away the Lord. And now they will be pushing it and taking away those turrets as well. It is kind of important as of now to take as much as turrets, especially those inhibitors who are still standing strong.
Yeah, if they are able to take at least two of the inhibitors here, will be definitely a beautiful start for the end of this game here. But Kohima Science, they would want to hold on a little longer because they have a Moscow after all. But it's not gonna be the best clearance. All they have to do is let Zero Made into the side lanes here. If he's able to get a kill onto Flawless, that would be a pristine situation. Top lane, I think he wanted to go for it, but yeah, Flawless have a win of nature, so he'll definitely go completely fine.
Definitely fine as of now. Looking to see what is it going to be. The team is just gonna be pushing in with the Lord, Zero May, as well as the Moscow, trying to clear the flames. This is really, not looking good. But back lanes, Flawless does get targeted. The targeting system for Kohima Science is really good. They know whom to take off first, but Zerome will be trying to go in for more. Vivian's looking quite low. There's a bit of a damage, but Zerome does get caught on. Yuzhong's passive almost right there onto him. It's gonna be Vivian falling down. Patkai combo comes in. Yuzhong as well. He's trying to regen as much as possible.
Okay.
Takes down the members. They need Zero May. They need Rise into the team first. Carter will be flickering out of the way. Zero May is a good time to take at least one kill right there. Flawless. He's just healing up. No! Flawless takes away a kill. Rise, he's trying to take down Zinc, and yep, that's a kill. He's just kind of realizing that Flawless is also very low, but Carter is there for the protection.
Yeah. That was a perfect protection and a perfect engage coming through from Rise as well. But I did not expect him to do this far. But yeah, Jui, he should be stopped getting caught into the middle lane of it also. It's gonna be completely fine here. But the inhibitor onto the top and to the mid lane side will be taken down as well. So only the bot lane will be standing. Still, everything looking favor for the side of Saint Joseph Jakhama there. So if they are able to get their slot again, PG, I think it will be a very opening for a possible end.
Definitely crazy. They kind of reach towards the base. That's going to be the minions which did the work. And now there is going to be a lot still left for Team St. Joseph Jakhama to do it. 21 minutes into the game, closing down to 22. They are definitely in for another Lord. See, for Kohima Science College, they have a very good lane clearance and they are working it very well with that. But for St. Joseph Kohima, their lane synchronization as well as them holding the lanes 10 on 10. Love how Moscow is there for the split push, but there could be a surprise for him onto the top lane. But as to the around the Lord, the team, especially 630 and Griezmann, are trying to open up the map. It might be fatal, but hey, Flawless! Goodness, what a damage.
Okay. He got a lot of damage already, and I'm pretty sure he's also full build on top of that. But yeah, with the Lord already coming through here, another Evolve Lord will be coming in. 6:30 p.m. Not really that tankiness he need. He's not as tanky as he wants to be right now because of the presence of the Valir there. So that's gonna be a very, very good sign for the side of Kohima Science. No, Saint Joseph. But mid lane though, there might be a bit of a clearance coming through. Look at that. Yeah, Zero May is gonna be absolutely fine. But you have to recall, right? This is gonna be a green light for the side of Saint Joseph Jakhama to start the Lord, but his teammates are ready to hold on because it's a very good risk, right? They either have to take and contest this Lord or end the game as well.
Definitely, let's see if we get a game getting ended. But at the same time, the team is definitely ready to take is a lot. Let's see what is it going to be. Oh, okay. Vivian taking out too much damage right there. That's going to be Moscow who's hitting his crits. Just few hits away. And that is going to be not a kill. But at the same time, Zing, why did
Okay.
he jump
Okay.
in? That's a killing spree. Flawless, he's trying to go in for the back door, but Rizman really realizes that at the very, very right time, 6:30 p.m. is trying to open up as much as possible.
They wanted to, though they haven't been able to play into the team fights as much as they would want to. But then, because because they haven't been able to. Wait, what? There's a
Oh.
jump, right? Okay.
Yep.
That's a
Yes.
close call. I was hoping that they would want to go for the fights here, but still. Onto the other side, Kohima Signs are the ones starting the Lord instead. But yeah, this time around, Moskov has to be careful, man. Because if he dies, then it's gonna be the end of the game. He's the one with the clearance. He's the one of a saving grace for his team right now. Do they want to go for the engage? Tyrant's Rage?
Oh, not liking that. Zeromai still surviving that. Wait a minute, there's going to be a Black Dragon form, but onto the other side as well. That's going to be Jue versus 6:30 p.m. 6:30 p.m. needed to jump into the 15-5-0 May. He's looking for the Lord. Gets the Lord. What a nice retribution. But Grisman, though, he's trying to get out of the way. Vivian trying to target the wrong person right here. And Flawless onto the back lanes. Now, again, if he loses his life right there, it's going to be really game over. Carter pulls up the freeze. What a timing for Zero May. That's going to be Rice taking away a kill. Takes away one. Is he looking for more? Jue looking quite low as well. Bit of a freeze coming in from Zero May as well. Vivian knows that he can't kill Fanny, but Zing really late right there. Now the Lord's gonna jump in. There's no mana onto Rise as well. That is a lot of things happening.
Yeah, a lot of things are happening here. I can't believe that Kohima Signs are the one with the Lorio, given their situations there. They're finally looking for a bit of a comeback here, and I think it has to be something to do with the fact that for Rise, he's already ahead onto the gold as well, and he have already gotten the full build too. And when they want to go for the engagement, oh wait, look at that!
Oh, not liking that. Look at them. They are trying to push it down as much as possible. That's going to be the Moscow for you. And on top of that, it is not over. This inhibitor still alive, but Yuzhong really pushing it down as much as possible. They're near the base. Kohima Signs. What is it going to be? Oh, Jue loses his immortality, but at the same time, he's looking quite low. Loses his life. Unstoppable. Someone marked down this Moscow, but he is going in on and on and on. It is going to be Grisman's kill, and the base is looking open. And Kohima Signs for a comeback.
It was a big and massive comeback coming through from the side of Kohima Science College. For Saint Joseph, it looks so much better for them into the early phases of the game. But that cannot really happen when they have lost all their momentum with the Lord. Evolve Lord, by the way, and they haven't been able to play out a fair game after that. Yeah, the downfall has been started, and even though the early game wasn't looking so much better for Jerome or even for Griezmann, the late game comes in handy because Rise has already got a lot of momentum into the side lanes. He was able to play and take out all those turrets there, and he was so free, and he was able to lay out the SODs well on fine, on time, on perfect members. And when he's doing the team fights, it was already a win for the side of Kohima Science, and that was a very massive comeback. Beautifully well done.
Definitely, they are definitely a good contender for the River Sweep because best of 3 series is not yet over. Really curious to know what is it going to be because there is a lot of possibilities left for the teams. A lot of things teams could do as well. So I am really curious for that.
Yeah, the next round is what they have here. One more round into the next stage, but it's gonna be an end for the side of Saint Joseph. They're here today. This was the last game of the last best of 3 that we have for today. All of the banger matches that we have witnessed so far, I think, was all a clean sweep as well. So we're gonna see them tomorrow, right? Or is it gonna be a next day, PG?
I do believe a day after tomorrow or
Yeah.
yep, it's gonna be day after tomorrow.
So before we head
And
into
with
the
that,
yeah, we have to say goodbyes for these people here. So good night for thanks for tuning in for today, ladies and gentlemen. We are gonna be taking our leaves, and we'll be seeing you again into the next rounds.